He's a pilot and a proper accountant.
That's the latest from Oak 93.5. I'm nowcast meteorologist Matthew Harding.
We live.
What's going on, fellas?
Keeping it 100 men take over. I'm the host tonight.
Oh, this gonna be interesting.
Very.
Big Jabbar in the house.
Yeah. I'm in the host seat. Got Maurice here. He's a usual. We got a new face. Well, fairly new. He was in a previous episode. Got my man Capital B.
Yes,
DJ
sir.
Capital B here.
Yes, that's what's going on with it.
Got my man Houston here.
Once again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once
Familiar face.
again. Excellent.
What y'all got going on lately though?
Oh goodness. Somebody.
It's always a sign when that question gets asked.
I was gonna say I got a little bit. You know what I mean? But
Knock yourself out. Go ahead on.
Talk
Go
briefly
ahead.
about. I know what he about to bring up.
Oh wow, it's a lot of Jabari. I ain't talked to you in a while,
Yeah,
man.
wow,
But
wow.
you stay in tune. A lot. Keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? Wawa's is coming to North Carolina. Okay, so on the business aspect, so we've been working. It's been amazing. Like I always wanted to work with just showcase black excellence in a sense. So it's been an experience. This is I work for Pros Landscaping, for those that don't know. Me and a business partner of mine, so we got a contract for Wawa's. They're moving about 8 of them to North Carolina right now, in Eastern North Carolina.
And y'all got all of them?
No, we placed a bid for 3 of them. Got one as of right now.
But you know how that goes.
You know how that goes. You know what I mean. So as they come closer, if it makes sense, we'll do it. You know what I mean.
Right.
But so we're throwing our hat in the bid, as they say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So
find out more about this landscape.
Hey, landscaping is all right, man. You know what I mean. It's been amazing. So we've been working on that, but it's also been a learning, a very, very new learning experience for us. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Actually dealing with paperwork and like pay apps,
New territory.
new territory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, having to play different roles and, go back on things that at one point in time, it was like I knew nothing of. It's like having to get it now.
It's crazy you say that. That goes to my topic I'm going to get to later.
Yeah. Hey, look, that's a great
I got mine
segue.
prepared. I don't know about y'all.
Hey, look, that's a good segue.
It's an open conversation tonight. We got the freestyle going on. So I hope everybody's prepared. It's almost like improv.
Not a bit. But I'm gonna be ready.
Give a holler out to Miss Ursula Banks, who's watching us tonight. What's up, Ursh?
On vacation.
Yeah. And we got Miss Katrissa Bess Fisher hollering. She's watching tonight. What's up? What's up, T. Tricia? She's a classmate of ours and everything.
Oh, okay.
And whatnot.
A little backstory. Okay.
So, yeah, my bad. But she's watching tonight, so that's cool and everything. So, welcome. Call in if you need to, KBF, and we'll be good.
And throw that number out there. Does anybody have the number? That's what I wanted. I was asking earlier.
I don't know. I need it.
See, y'all supposed to be freestyling. You supposed to know the number. Okay, everybody just call in 1-800. I just don't know.
We can get it brief.
Always Google.
I know Maurice called in, so
Yeah, I call in, and what I'm doing right now is looking for the number. I'm going back in my history.
You know what? If somebody is watching that knows the number, put it in the comments. Go ahead and put it in the comments, because we're gonna make this work. We're going to make this work.
Okay, the number is, I got the number. Call 919-899-9305.
Put it in the comments.
right here.
Somebody going to put it in the comments.
899-9305.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw that in the comments. Somebody, just throw it in the comments.
Yeah.
That way it'll work out. So, what's next, fellas? What's next on the book?
What's going on, Mr. Houston?
Yeah, we ain't even get finished with it.
I was
trying to skip over that.
I ain't skipping you today. What's going on?
I was trying to skip on over. I see, with the women, I could kind of do that. I see y'all. Y'all just gonna jump right in.
Testosterone
right
now.
I tell you what, one of the biggest things I'm working on right now is a basketball tournament that's going to be in Greenville Thanksgiving weekend. So if you hashtag, what is it? Thanksgiving weekend 2023. If you kind of put that in, sometimes it'll pop up. But it's a basketball tournament that we've been doing it for except for during COVID. We had to count those 3 years out. But we've been doing this thing for almost 15 years.
Wow.
And what makes it so exciting and fun is to play in the tournament. You have to graduate from the same high school. So it turns into a big rivalry, high school rivalry all over. And you got to be 30 and over.
Oh, okay. 30 and over league. Wow.
It's a 30 and over league, so everybody come back. Still got game basketball.
Still got game.
Okay. Still got game. Yeah. So it's gotten huge, man. It's gotten huge. We got some great sponsors, T-shirts.
And is it only
live
Greenville teams?
No. We've had teams out of Virginia.
Okay, yeah.
South Carolina. But we had to. I'm gonna keep it real. We had to kind of start watching and do some research, because you're supposed to go to when it's from the surrounding area like Greenville, Farmville Central, Aden, Grifton, Washington, you can pretty much figure out, these guys probably went to school together.
Right.
But, when the other teams start coming from Maryland, we was like,
you got to do your homework.
They just putting teams together.
Yeah.
So let's go do
making super teams, trying to go ahead.
They're trying to come through and scoop up everything.
Yeah. Just make sure you got plenty of knee braces and
30 and over
medical.
Hey, you got to be realistic.
EMTs out there, water, oxygen.
Now, I will say this. Like you said, it is 5-on-5.
Okay.
The first year that we did it, the first year that we did it, I think we had like 8 teams, which we were shocked. 8 teams to sign up. We was thinking, we might have 4 or 5, but we had 8 teams to sign up. I think after the first game or 2 of each team, we were down to about 4. Because of cramps, because they didn't practice. They were just like,
out there just
they just came out there, and some of the guys were like, "Yo, you coming home for the weekend, man? We got this game," and nobody worked out.
And it's Thanksgiving.
Oh, and it's
Come on,
Thanksgiving.
man.
You just
Nobody-
ate because it's on Friday, Saturday, and
That's fresh
Sunday.
on your gut.
So you
Yeah,
already ate.
gurneys.
Come on,
But
man.
man, it's turned out to be to the point now that these guys get together months ahead of time, trying to start getting their team
At
together.
that point, you take it serious. But
And
that's
then
just-
we
it
start
take
getting
time.
some doctors reports from some of these guys that were saying that, yo, what are you doing? That's different.
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
started working out a little
Yeah.
bit and getting their wind back.
That's the positive side of that.
So we had people that were, we have guys that started, they were 30.
yeah.
Now they're 45.
Right, now they're
Because
in
we've been
their
doing it 15,
mid-40s,
20
right.
years.
All right.
And then we've got some older, and they're like, yo, we retired.
Yeah, that's a passing game.
Yeah, then you
Yeah,
pass
what
it
I-
down to the youngins.
I'm gonna pass the ball to you, and you pass it down. There ain't nobody running.
Yeah.
Look,
So you just,
now a couple of games, it did look like volleyball. They were just, like you said, they were
Yeah.
half, here you go.
Yeah.
here you
This
go,
is the
here you go.
domino. This is the domino play.
But look, to see dudes 35 and 40 still dunking,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
because these guys still got ups.
come on now.
So that's the biggest thing.
Love of the
It's tight.
game. I
Yeah,
still
it's
like
love
to
the
hoop
game.
every
So
now
That sounds
and
like
then.
something I gotta see.
I'm just entering my 30s, so if I could find
And I think I'm
somebody
gonna
from
do it-
Southeast
oh.
Raleigh,
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? We get our squad going.
There you go. There you go. So it's turned. I think we may have 12 to 15 teams this year.
Yeah.
And this is a big thing because we got 3 gyms. And,
Oh, yeah.
And it's all Saturday. It's all day.
All right.
From like 8 in the morning to about 8
Yeah,
at
I know
night.
how the tournaments go. I know
And
how
we
the
had
Glaxo is
3,000 people come through.
Oh, wow.
We usually have about anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000 people.
Yeah.
And then some of them the same people because they come on Friday night, which is like the
Yeah.
big gathering
You gonna
night.
have to
You
repeat.
guys have vendors.
Yeah, we've got vendors, food, DJs. I should have told you guys about it early because commentators got to had y'all right in the booth.
Could have been
And
right
I'm
there in the
thinking-
booth.
And I'm thinking about doing broadcasting, some of the games live. So if
Yeah.
you guys can come to Greenville, I'm in charge of the booth.
You know, we usually go
I will
out
bring
there.
y'all. We'll go
Thanksgiving.
up in there and do a whole show
Yeah, we can
right
do
in
that.
Greenville.
We
Sounds
could
like a winner.
we can line that up for sure.
Then we can definitely put that
sounds
together. So
Pretty good.
no doubt.
I love,
That way I ain't got to drive.
Yeah, exactly. For you, it's a win-win for you. I mean, at that point,
That
I
works.
can walk over there.
That
You
works.
can walk.
That works. Rose High School.
Rose High School.
J.H. Rose High
J.H.
School.
Rose? Oh,
J.H.
yeah,
Rose High School.
J.H. Rose.
Yeah,
Man, we
J.H. Rose
played
High
him in the
School.
playoffs one year, man.
Yep.
It's crazy that life just be so full
Yep.
circle
Yep.
like that.
That's
boy.
it. That's
That's
it.
crazy. We beat them, but
Oh, you had to throw that part in, right? You
Yeah,
want to
oh,
make sure
yeah,
people
for
hear
sure,
that
for
part.
sure.
No doubt,
Sure,
no
for sure.
doubt.
Shout out to Southeast.
But yeah, that's the biggest thing with going on with me right now. We got a few other things, but we'll talk about that later.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yo. There you go.
There you go.
It's on you. What you got going on, brother?
Well, let's see. Well, I'm watching everyone on Facebook. I'm watching them, looking out for new storylines. Of course, the biggest, I still stay big on the Palestine-Israeli situation.
For sure.
And I'm still looking at that. Still talking to folks about that, and then stuff that happens here in our country and everything. One of the biggest conversations I've had in the past week was about a father who went to his son's daycare, and when he walked in there, his son was wearing a
Ah, seen it.
Snow White dress.
Yeah, I seen
Didn't
it.
see that.
I seen
And the
it.
father says, "Oh no!"
There was an uproar about it in the comments,
And
of course.
and he said, "No, take my son out of that. I'm not gonna." And the boy looked like he was upset, but the father's like, "I don't care. Get him out of that, and do not do that again. I
Right.
do not want to come here." And so I posted that and said, "Good dad."
Yeah.
And from there, a lot of folks were pretty much like, yeah, right, good
Yeah,
dad,
for the most
I
part.
wouldn't have that. And if I saw that, I would have freaked out. Which ordinarily, I would have too. I would have
Oh, yeah,
freaked
yeah.
out.
For sure.
And then I got, comments from folks, and it turned to a long blown conversation from friends of mine from overseas. Now, this reached all the way over onto the Pacific side.
Oh, so they seen
the
it over there.
And they were upset at I want to say they were concerned as to why I would feel that way, and it's just a dress, and your son just playing dress up, and I'm like, but that's not what I'm teaching my son.
Right.
Okay. Granted, if and nothing was ever said, which I even invited them to come on the show and voice their thoughts on it, but they were trying to get me to say what they thought or what they think that I was saying. I was like, listen, I have no problem with homosexuality and stuff like that. That's what people
They're
want to
pretty
do.
much trying to voice your opinion for you.
Thing.
They're trying to tell you
Exactly
where your perspective was without even being it.
And my thing is, but if I'm raising my child, I'm raising them the way I feel that they should go.
Right. What you're entitled to do.
Exactly. And if and those teachers are paid by me. They work
At
for
the
me.
end of the day.
I don't work for them, you
Right.
know. And their job is to teach the child reading, writing, arithmetic, not to, hey, do you feel you're confused as to who and what you are?
I feel like they're just leaning more towards the social than the
Yeah.
education in today's society. It's like I want to express to you that it's okay to feel this type of way, when in reality your mind's not even fully developed at that stage anyway. The little boy had to be every bit about 7, 8 years old, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like he thinks that it's a joke or whatever the case may be. He might think it's not that serious, but from a father point of view, it's like, come on now.
It's
Like,
not
I
a joke.
stand by a whole different stand of morals.
Yeah.
It's like, come on now.
Yeah.
I seen that video, but I was just not even appalled at this point.
So I was thumbs up. If I was Siskel and Ebert, I would have been like, it's thumbs up on what Dad did. I think Dad was right in what he was doing. I would have done the same thing. I don't want my son. Well, it's just dress up and play. No. First of all, if you're gonna do stuff like that, then you need to put out permission slips. And give the parents a chance to say yay or nay. I mean, you do that when you go on field trips, where you should be able to do
It's a protocol
stuff
for
like that, because
things
it's
like
a
that,
serious thing, When the child gets out of your house and they're grown, well, they can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, that part.
But if they in my house eating my food, and
get
wearing the clothes that I bought that I can't wear.
I get it.
Yeah, that's wild right there. Yeah, my son's actually starting daycare, so that is something that's
for real?
Yeah. Well, he's starting preschool, so I'll say so.
Yeah, because I'm about to say him and Mari the same age. Mari, luckily, he started pre-K at what's the name? I can't think. It don't matter. But
But he just started pre-K.
He started pre-K.
He just started pre-K. There you go.
But
So, I mean, that's definitely something to look out for, because nowadays they definitely will just float the narrative, lightly.
you
know
just
what I
really
mean?
got to be involved with the teachers and stuff in today. You know what I mean? Like, luckily, I get text messages. You know what I mean? All the emails and all that stuff. But I know parents usually don't. So, luckily, Dad was there to see that, and it wasn't something that he's seen online. From that point of view.
Well, I mean, I think any dad would have been like, oh, wait just a minute now. I mean,
well, not any in today's atmosphere. I'm just being honest.
I mean, but I'm just saying, if you hadn't seen it at all, I mean, even if I was a dad that was like, I guess that's okay, I still would have been shocked. Like, ain't nobody told me.
Nobody called me or nothing.
Nobody called me or anything. So, y'all just gonna put my son in a dress?
Yeah, because
whether I was okay with it or not, that to me that was just too much.
If he wasn't there, it wouldn't have been a call. It wouldn't have been any communication. It would have just been a usual day.
And somebody else may say, well, I mean, what if they were playing football and the girl had the cleats on and the helmet? I mean, to me that's different. But I get what you're saying.
And then her parent would be entitled to say, I don't want my daughter to do that.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
The plan. Yeah.
I mean, it goes both ways at the end of the day. I mean, see,
I get it.
Yeah, that was a big thing. I don't know how y'all ain't see that
Man,
one.
that thing went on and on for a minute, and it was like two conversations that were going on for me that
you can hear it.
during that time frame. It was that, and then it was also the Whitley and Dwayne conversation that we were talking about on Facebook.
What happened with that?
Well, now what's that? I've been.
Come on, you ain't got all time. You know exactly.
What you mean as what? You saying?
Okay, so they someone had posted the thing about y'all remember
when they got married?
Different World.
Yeah.
And they brought up I think the post had to do with Whitley. Somebody she did better without Byron,
without being with the
right.
Dwayne.
It was something on, and I still don't. I stopped. I didn't watch the show that much after that. It was like, okay, it wasn't really all that great to me anymore because after what I saw with the wedding. And I know, and back then I was young, so I took it seriously.
Yeah.
And
As far as
I did.
interrupting the wedding?
Okay, so
Yeah,
you
I
remember
remember that
Byron? Okay, so you remember Byron?
Byron was the one that was going to
You
marry
find
him.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
me, I'm
Byron.
like,
Keepin ain't watching.
what show?
So okay, different world.
Okay, all right.
But he ain't
Okay.
watching.
Yeah.
That's a whole other story.
So yeah, no, it's like.
But let me hear
Wait a
it.
minute, how old are you?
I'm actually 31.
Okay, so
Yeah, he probably didn't.
yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I
It's a
watch it just
different
because
world.
of
Different
my
World,
household.
yeah.
Where
Different
you
World
come
was a
from.
spinoff.
And the Cosby.
Different World was spinoff from the Cosby
Yeah,
Show.
yeah,
yeah,
and
no
it
doubt.
was basically supposed to be around Denise.
Right.
But because Denise,
Got
the
pregnant.
actual actress was messing
Lisa
up.
Bonet.
Lisa Bonet was acting up so bad. And
Where
they
she actually
had to
got
keep
pregnant.
rewriting
Yeah,
her
she
whole
did, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
situation all over
Yeah.
again.
Yeah,
So
she
they had to pull her off the show, and then they centered around Dwayne Wayne and Whitley.
And Whitley, right,
And,
okay.
and new people that were coming
And it
up.
worked. And it worked.
And it worked
did.
for sure.
And it worked.
But this post had to do with about the 5th season, and what had happened was Dwayne and Whitley were just having issues, you know.
Right.
He wasn't ready. No, they
Nah,
were
they
they
weren't
were
married
boyfriend
yet.
and girlfriend in
Yeah.
college. And he wasn't ready
know
for
where this
her,
coming
and
from.
she was over ready, and then she wasn't ready, and then she, you know, it was just that up and down type thing. And then finally, he had asked her to marry him because he had broken up with this girl from Japan named Kinu that Whitley kept messing over him with. I mean, you know, him and Whitley were done with because he had to go through the fact that she was messing around with this guy named Julian. And so he was by himself. So he was like, okay, I'll go do my own thing.
Right.
And he met up with this girl named Kinu, and they had a relationship. She broke up with Julian. Now she wants Dwayne and everything. And then
Which
she's
that
giving-
normally happens when you
Right.
you got something
So-
else going there. They want you back.
So
Yeah.
she's giving
Yeah.
him a whole lot of issues, and Kinu a whole lot of issues, and then finally it got to the point where he was so confused and so I don't know what I'm gonna do. He broke up with Kinu, and then he ended up with
Whitney. Right.
But then he asked her to marry him. And she was like, okay, you know, so she's doing everything, trying to get this wedding and stuff together and all that. And now he's getting cold feet. And then finally he said he didn't want to marry and he was done with it and all this other jive.
Which men that we do sometimes.
Right. So she moves on and she meets this guy who's running for senator. Okay. Real cool guy. He loved her. He did everything.
Right.
She
Good
helped
dude.
him. He helped her. He kind of made her grow and everything as a woman. And you could see the change in Whitley. She wasn't that ditzy rich girl that we saw, you know, before. She was totally different
Right.
and getting better. But my boy Dwayne even told the senator, well, you can have him.
Somebody trying to call in or something.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's probably her.
It's probably Whitney.
It's her
It's
because she
Whitney.
said, "Don't start with different world." So,
Tell her.
so,
and
so now you get,
you not here.
yeah, you ain't here. So now you got now. Dwayne even tell the senator, "Hey, look, you can have her. You know, I don't want her."
Right.
So all this time, the wedding's getting prepared. This thing is going on, and finally, the wedding day is here. And this man invited his family, friends, his mama. And on the day of the wedding, Dwayne does the punk move and comes up into the wedding screaming and hollering that he wants Whitley now. When he could have done that prior. Not to mention the fact that he
He
was
got cold
messing
feet,
around with Whitley behind the senator's back.
Where he knew he could walk up in there and do that then. So, I mean,
You see what I'm
that's-
saying?
that was
so,
all.
So he could have
foundation was-
waited and done it. I thought it was cheesy. I thought it was messed up. I know why they did it, because they wanted to get excitement for everybody.
But you do know
But-
that was probably the highest rating episode.
It
that
was.
They ever
It was
had.
the highest rating episode.
Right.
But it gave to me, it gives a bad
look,
representation of our people. We've seen that on white programs, yes, and that's okay. But for us,
Wait,
think about
now,
it.
Wait, now why
Let's
is it
think about it.
that's bad on them, but it ain't?
Because they ain't
It's
us,
the same-
and we ain't
but-
them.
but I get it.
And the thing about it is, for us, we need to be better than that. Now, tell me, if you're a woman who you had plenty of time
Right.
to say to her, "Hey, look, you know, let's work this thing out. You ain't got to do it." You ain't tell me you gonna walk up on her
Look,
wedding,
look.
on their wedding day, and do some mess like that. I know I wouldn't.
Well, first of all, you know, we already know in the black church, a fight about to break out.
Probably would. Somebody paid a lot of money for that.
Yeah. I mean, they ain't even worried about them getting married. They talking about, oh no, now we got this food and the whole nine.
Yeah.
We about to scrap. Now, even if it ain't the two guys, if it ain't them scrapping, it's gonna be some folks. Somebody's gonna be fussing. But I see what you're saying. Yeah. But you got to remember, this was a TV show now.
It's a TV show, but let's look at something though. It's a TV
they're
show.
Gonna do for ratings.
But what are TV shows? TV shows are also a teaching mechanism.
And we can see that.
And if you get
you can see the music
and
videos.
we have seen on Instagram sometimes and even on Facebook, on YouTube, some people actually doing that crap where they will walk up into a church. Now, look, Vesta had the common sense, to sing about it and stay in the back of the church and say, congratulations.
Right.
But you got fools now, they talking about stuff in the church during the wedding ceremony. Going to come up there, why you going to be with him? And that's tacky. The time to do it is
folks
this.
And I tacky think stuff all the time. But you're right. I get what you're saying.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
The narrative.
But people do stuff, I'm going to take exactly what you just said. And I don't know if it was planned or not planned, but it didn't look like it. Same exact thing, a wedding, they're about to get married, and the pastor goes, does anybody see any reason why these two shouldn't get married?
Right.
And the dude was like, I do want to say something. And it was the groom. He said, well, look, I just want to say this before anybody else stand up in the whole nine. And he grabs his phone or grabs something and hit the projector, and it shows her meeting another dude and kissing him.
Right.
Like the same week that they supposed to be getting married.
Yeah.
He could have done that before
the wedding.
Yeah, but he wanted to just throw her under the bus.
Yeah.
He wanted to throw her under the bus
because that affects that. But see, something like that affects not just the bride and the groom.
Right.
It affects everybody that came there. Like, say for example, I'm just a guy that came to the wedding. I got dressed up. You know how much that suit cost me to go and buy, and then I had to get my nails done. I had to get my hair done. I could have been playing golf that day, but no, I had to come to. I came to this wedding and everything.
And you still gonna see a wedding. It just ain't the people that you want to see married. That's all it was.
But see, on the show they didn't do that.
I got you.
But I thought, after watching that episode and everything, I was like, I said that was.
Now, was this when you were young, or you mean now?
I was about to say,
I was in my 20s. I was in my 20s.
Did you just rewatch
and
it?
Also, I was going through something at that time.
That's the part right
there. There you go.
But see, wait a minute. Hold on. Let's say this. The name of the show is Keeping It 100. So I'm gonna keep it 100.
I got you.
Okay, 101. So, but the thing about it was, at the time I was going through, I had lost somebody around that time, and it kind of affected me then because it was like, well, that's tacky. People doing stuff like that and everything. Not that somebody was getting married, but it was a breakup and everything. And
I get it.
Really got to a lot of people. But some people like Miss Ursula, who is still trying to call in.
You need to figure out how to get these phone calls.
Ursula is steadily trying to
get some help.
She said they ain't answering. She mad. She said they ain't answering the phone because they always know.
Look, men can never just sit and talk without some woman calling in.
The flash, and I'm like,
okay, have you figured it out yet? Tap on the glass. See if you can get some help.
Ursula should be over there. It should be over there sipping on some Mai Tais over there.
Oh,
this
she's
time
sipping
of day.
on Mai. That's why she want to call in. Which button do you need for call in?
Push this little headset button.
And then click that, and then that one. All right. Next time she call, I got it.
Hey, call back.
Call back.
Try again. Ursula.
Actually, if anybody else want to call in to give us your opinion, your thoughts, because now I'm not going to say that you're totally wrong with that, because I remember watching that show not too long ago, and my wife was sitting there, and I promise you, she was sitting there with tears in her eyes, like she hadn't seen this 230 times, and she just like, and I was kind of like you. I'm like, that wouldn't go down like that.
Yeah, in real life.
Nope.
No, in real life. Now, we might
Yeah.
not get married today because you said yes, but I would have been like, okay.
Yeah.
And he would have got punched in the face.
Yeah.
For sure.
He would have got punched in the face.
Actually, there were people
and I'd be like,
actually
"Now, you
trying
can
to
have
hold
her."
him. There were people trying to
Yeah,
hold
people
him
trying
back.
to hold Dwayne.
And bodyguards were trying to hold Dwayne
Keep
back,
Dwayne.
trying to keep him-
Keep him from getting
But
up
he
there.
was just acting so. To me, it showed it showed that side of Dwayne where he went back to his fig leaf. And he went back to the very beginning of when he started school. And I was like, dude, I'm surprised at you. You know, but
We got a caller on the line.
What you won't call her?
yep.
Y'all waited until my flight was about to leave for y'all answer.
Time
We
is
knew
everything.
it. We knew it. What you gonna say?
But I'm gonna talk junk on my way to the gate.
Go ahead.
Okay.
First of all, if you don't know different world, please don't speak on it.
Here she go. Here she
He
go.
named everybody in the show.
You have your timelines all wrong.
No, I don't.
About the details of this show.
I had to do a quick Google search at this point.
No, but okay. Let me say this. Let me see.
Go ahead,
If he's got the timeline wrong, is he wrong about Dwayne? What's his name?
Dwayne Wayne. Yeah.
About him walking into church. Was he right about that?
No, it was absolutely right.
Okay.
But let me tell you, you're right. That was the highest grossing episode ever.
Yep.
Right. We admit
Yep.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Two. Look, y'all making me mad. Look, I'm trying to get on the flight.
Go and get on the flight. We got this.
But no, no. Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't have went down like that. Not if I was, if I was the bride or some girl came stepped up there. Yeah, it'd be a problem.
Wait a minute. No. What if it was a man? What if you know who had came up in there when you was getting married at that time and he wanted you back?
Oh, that wouldn't happen.
See? And what would you have done?
Well,
So,
because
but you look at it like this. I mean, it's like you said, it's a TV show, and it's based on drama and.
But it is part of real
and all
life.
this other stuff. Yeah, it is part of real life.
Real situations.
So, I get what you're saying.
Hey, Ursula.
Yeah. Mhm.
What if you were in Whitley's shoes and there was someone there that you were marrying, say your husband, okay? You get remarry your husband. And you know who from high school. I ain't calling out no name, but he know who he is. He came there and he came to the wedding and did that. How would you feel? What would you think of him at that time?
In the back of the church.
The first thing is I'm not gonna be marrying somebody when I'm in love with somebody else. That's number one.
Okay.
Well, people do that all the time now. They try to get over one by doing something with the other.
Okay. I'm waiting for the rest.
You know what? But see, that was her fault. That was her fault because if you, I'm trying not to be judgmental, but
No, keep it 100.
Keep it 100.
Keep
You
it
just keeping it 100. Come on now.
Come on.
This your show. Keep it 100.
You can't sit here and sleep with somebody the night or a week before your wedding and say you love them, but yet you turn around and get married.
No, I look. I hear what you're saying, but people do that
happen.
all the time. Now, I'm not saying it should. So that's why that TV show has some meaning to it.
Yeah.
But we're just talking
I
about the
guess
fact
that's
that
probably why what you're saying is
what he's saying is the timing. He should address that issue before.
Right.
Yeah.
She went up there. You could have got her while she was getting dressed, while she getting her hair done.
That was it.
Yeah.
You know,
Like you said, it was a TV show. It was all about suspense.
it's about what now?
It was all about suspense and
It was
all
about
that stuff.
suspense, but we know that could not really happen, or we wouldn't let something like that really happen because it would have been an issue. It
and
would have
the
been a Badia moment.
Right. And the point that I'm making is that TV has a tendency to make people or to get people to do certain things. It's like art. It's like life imitating art.
Yeah.
And folks actually will go out and attempt
It'd be like it's okay.
these things. Yeah, they think it's okay because, everybody saw it and everybody at home thought it was okay and they talked about it the next day. It's kind of like when Michael Jackson did the moonwalk,
The moonwalk,
for the
right.
very first time, right? When Michael Jackson did the moonwalk, me and my brothers. That night when we watched Motown 25 on live, we walked out. We went outside after Michael Jackson did the moonwalk, and we got out there on a dirt road in our Sunday shoes, attempting to do the moonwalk.
Right.
Now, were we safe after that? No, because Mom jumped on us for messing up our Sunday shoes.
I get it.
Yeah.
But now here's the thing that we got to look at. The reason why that show was one of the highest rated shows. If they go back, and they can, if we can go back and find out who was watching and who did the talking about it, it was women.
Yep.
It was women because of that knight in shining armor thing. That's what that whole thing was.
Right.
He was like a knight in shining armor, and it showed him coming to the rescue.
Yeah.
And then she was gonna marry this guy because of what? Because everything that a lot of times women say they want. We want a man that's got this. We want a man who's like to be a senator. He was tall.
The little
he was
checklist.
this. He was checking the list off.
But she wasn't in love with him though.
Right.
That's the part.
But that's the whole thing. She knew this was the choice, a great choice for her.
Right.
But when Dwayne Wayne did what he did, she couldn't help it.
But you gotta look at it. Look at it like this. Look at it like this. So
Other women, tell me what you think.
it was a culmination of a lot of things because when they first started the show, Whitley and Dwayne had this love-hate relationship. Then all of a sudden, when season 2 came, they kind of paired them up where it was like coincidental meetings here and little looks and things here and there to make people think they were developing something between the two. And they was never, ever single at the same time.
Right.
Dwayne pursued her, but she was with somebody. Then she broke up with that person, and she pursued Dwayne, but he was with somebody. So it went back and forth, and this was like the culmination of all of it together, where if he didn't do anything, they would never be together.
So basically what you're saying...
The people that were rooting for that relationship, the people that were rooting for that relationship was hoping that he was going to go and get married and, that kind of thing.
I get it.
Go stop the wedding.
I get it. It was great for ratings, but we're just saying that it wouldn't have went down like that.
Yeah.
They had a
down like that, not in mine.
They had a toxic relationship, Ursula. I mean, really, it was toxic as all get out.
And it was still toxic after they got
married.
married.
It was toxic after they got married.
It was not.
Yes, it was.
Functional, but it wasn't toxic.
Look, I bet you think that the female in the Titanic was the good guy in the movie. Right? Don't.
No,
Any woman that couldn't have moved over on that platform and let that guy get up there and everything, they thought that such a love. She could have moved over and let that boy get up there on that platform.
Well, see, he didn't want to get on the platform.
You know what I'm saying?
Because if he was a man, he'd be talking about how about you get over.
I would have been like, slide over, period.
Matter of fact, you can lay right on top of me and we'll be just fine. I'll keep
because it's cold in this water.
But listen, there was no toxicity between them two. It was dysfunction, but it wasn't toxic.
Okay, so it's dysfunction. So we'll change one word for the other.
Thank you. It sounds like semantics to me.
It's just like I didn't punch you. I just kind of slapped.
Sound like
okay.
semantics. Yeah.
I get what I do get what you're saying.
It's not a lie. It's just not the truth, right?
But here's the thing. I get it because a lot of relationships can be that way.
Right. I'm gonna let y'all have this show.
I would like some other ladies to call in and give us your opinion on this subject matter.
They ain't gonna listen. They ain't gonna listen.
Who? The women not gonna listen?
Yeah. The guys are not gonna listen. So ladies, don't even waste your time.
No. We're listening. We're just gonna make sure we open and give you the 100 truth. All right, Ursula.
Well, I'm on the plane. I'm getting ready to take off. You guys have a great show. Thank you guys for stepping in and taking care of the show for me. I really appreciate it.
No doubt.
Appreciate you.
You have a safe flight here.
Enjoy your travels.
Just know I talked to Angelica today, and we kicking y'all off, and we're gonna do ladies' night.
Yeah, I heard about it.
We calling in.
We calling in. We gonna call in.
We calling in.
You best believe it.
We might just be outside on the phone.
Be outside on the phone.
No doubt. Later.
Guys, y'all have a great show.
All right, later.
Take care now.
All right, bye.
All right, I was not expecting the different world to have this deep conversation, but I get where you're coming from.
It was a deep.
I get it. I
had
get
a
it.
deep conversation.
I get it.
A lot of people really homed in on that post, but you'd be surprised at some things that people think about, things that they've seen or things that from our past and everything, and then it stays with them. It's like glue. And then if someone brings it up, oh man, it they're finally able to say what they've been wanting to say for so many years, but afraid to, because the majority is harping on one thing and saying, no, this is the right way to go. And you're afraid to say something about it because then you're afraid of getting ridiculed.
Right. I get it. All right, what's next? Because
we got on that for about a good 30-40 minutes.
I know it. It was good. I was about to say something else about it, and I said I'm gonna leave it alone.
I guess that was Maurice's topic. That was a good one.
Let me go see what they're talking about.
That was a good one.
So I can relate slightly to that. To the show, I guess. You know what I mean? Because it do be like that. Different times with different.
Yeah, no doubt. Female that I think that a lot of if the guys can be honest with each other and just say, most of us have had that kind of situation. Yeah. It's just either the timing wasn't there, or you really weren't feeling it. You were feeling it, but you didn't really want nobody to know it.
But would I go to the church and be like, now if I was smacking about like a week before, month before, I probably would be throwing a lot of salt. But if she went through it, I probably would.
You ain't pulling up though.
I ain't pulling up though.
That's at the church.
At the church though.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
to be honest with you, if Dwayne was smart about it, Dwayne be too much. She just did this night before last. She'll be back next week.
Next week. It'll be over.
Because if you gonna smash,
like 3-4 years,
you gonna smash a week or two before your wedding.
Yeah.
You gonna smash a couple weeks after your wedding.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, that's just how we see it.
But it goes back to speaking to what you were saying. My take from
we got
from
another
what
caller.
saying
Hold on.
is that kind of like they display that, and it's like it show like you say, females assume that it's okay if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody.
We got a caller online.
What's your name? Tell us what's your name.
This is Angelica.
Hey, Angelica. Yeah.
I didn't know she was calling.
I am calling because I just want to chime in a little bit. The guy doesn't get to choose when he wants to, come on in. If you was gonna have it when it was time to have it, you should have had it then. You don't get to just jump on in and come in my wedding and try to take me away when I'm trying to get over you, or you don't get to pick the scabs when I'm trying to
look, that's his main point.
I totally get it.
Yes.
I totally get it. Totally get it. Like I said, most cases.
Y'all was getting on first one. I was trying to call in. And
Now you would have just had the guy thrown out. Is that what you're saying? You would be like, no.
I wanted to try to touch on it before y'all moved on to y'all next subject, but I did want to say, like,
if I'm
the
in
guy,
that position,
women do the same thing also, but women do the same thing, but you don't get to. People need to understand, like, if you want it and it feel right, you need to go ahead and do it, because it might be too late. Somebody else coming through, then you trying to run in the wedding. Now, what if she would have denied? Did she deny him? I can't remember how.
No, she
didn't. Nah, she didn't deny him. You got to run the show back.
Now you looking crazy. You done ran into the wedding.
Run the show back.
Well, but you know what? I think that's why a lot of women absolutely loved it, because he was throwing himself on the cross.
Yeah, like you said, it's like the knight in shining armor approach.
Shining armor.
It's like, I'm gonna get what's mine. It's like, nah, I don't care what you got going on.
And if he didn't, he expressed his feelings and his thoughts.
Yeah, at least he got that closure.
And what was also bad about that, when you get when you go into a little bit deeper of that wedding situation, Byron wasn't a bad guy.
And that's the main thing.
He was a very good.
But it just goes to show how in life
you open up a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah, it made it.
See, but you open up a whole nother can of worms, because there's a lot of good guys working regular jobs, but the women don't want that.
Oh yeah.
It's the exact same thing. Yeah. They don't want that.
Yeah.
So Byron was that good guy.
He was, man. He was.
And Dwayne Wayne was not the good guy.
Not the good guy.
Yeah. He was funny.
Why was he not the good guy?
Because he was funny.
What made him any different? I mean, he wasn't out there selling drugs or slanging that.
He was a college student.
So what makes him a good guy? Why was he good and he not?
Well, Dwayne was a child. He was
that
very.
Don't make him not good because he got to mature.
Well, no, but Dwayne he wasn't mature, because a mature person wouldn't have done nothing like that.
Exactly.
And on top of that,
nothing wrong with that.
Well, okay,
he would not be immature yet, because it was only in college.
but we're talking yet. We're talking about at that point in time, he was not mature at all, and he had plenty of time to take care of business prior to that. But he has been so confused throughout that whole time before that he now wants to come in on a ceremony in front of this man's family, friends, and his mama. If I was the mama or the daddy in that wedding, and I saw my son, who I knew was a good person, who and he this whole thing is going on, and he's just in love, and his eyes are sparkling.
But you know what?
And this dude comes in and does that. And then the girl says, how would you feel for your child when I would have lost it, So I look at Dwayne and I didn't see Dwayne's parents there because I'm knowing Pat LaBelle.
They won't go. Yeah,
exactly. Knowing Pat LaBelle and the brother that played Dwayne's father, they probably would have snatched him and says, "Are you out of your mind? Right. You don't do no mess like that."
Well, like you said, if the dad had been there, most likely the dad had been like, "Yo, what you doing?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
well, Patty would have done the same thing because throughout Patty's mom on the show, Dwayne Wayne's mom on the show was a no-nonsense type person.
Right.
In fact, she liked Keanu, but she didn't really particularly like Whitley that much.
And those are the choices we make sometimes.
Because she knew what type of person Whitley was. She wanted the best for her son, but she knew that him going up in there in a wedding like that.
Look, to the caller, your partner. To the caller, if you're still there. What I was the point that I'm getting at is it's not a matter of he was good or bad.
Yeah.
The choices, I'm putting it back on Whitney now. Yeah. The choices that Whitney or women make sometimes is the bad guy, the bad boy. Uh-oh. They like that bad boy. They like that whole
that was the
whole vibe.
That's another post.
But that's what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? So the guy that was a senator did everything that he's supposed to do as far in life what people like. He made the right moves to become a senator.
Yes.
But she still chose the bad boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
So y'all talking about money. Y'all talking about money. Okay.
No, we're not talking about money.
We're not talking about money.
No,
not money.
We're not talking about money. Because Dwayne Wayne didn't have money.
That's right. So the senator, because he chose to be a senator, is what made him better.
No. I'm gonna give you an example. No. Him being a senator isn't what made him the good guy. What made him the good guy was he went to college. One, he got himself together. One, he did things that in society what they say is what you're supposed to do. You carry yourself well. You move up in life, right? and he did that.
And he made up his mind.
And he made up his mind to, I want to marry you.
Yeah, he made up his mind of who and what he wanted. And on top of that, he didn't treat her bad. He didn't beat her.
Right.
He didn't question her every 5 minutes, even though he didn't cheat on her, even though she cheated on him with Dwayne. He didn't question her about it 5 and 6 and 7 times. He didn't roll up on her and stalk her or anything like that. And he...
Sound like a sucker to me.
Exactly. And you just made my point.
Because in reality, with me and my wife, I would have probably been Dwayne in that situation.
Yeah, no doubt. But
I wouldn't have carried it like that.
Right.
So I feel y'all. I mean, it wouldn't have been. Yeah.
But that's what I'm getting at.
Myself coming through the wedding and.
But you just said it. You said it sounded like a sucker. You said it sounded like a sucker. And there's a lot of people out here that say that about some good guys.
Yeah.
Because
and it's because
they got a negative connotation about that, and that's crazy you said it because I'm real adamant about my kids knowing that being educated is great. It's something that needs to be positive. It doesn't need to be, oh, you a nerd or anything like that. Because I came up and I spoke articulate and everything like that. So people used to say you speak white, which I don't think that's a thing now. But I just know that they are still picking on children for being advanced.
And you're right. You got to look at. She's right about that. Yeah, he was a sucker and everything because he was doing what is supposed to be done, and usually what's supposed to be done is looked bad upon.
Yeah,
is like, oh, you a tattletale because you told the truth on somebody, or you're a snitch, or you're this and all that. And and him, even though there's a difference between snitching and tattletaling, the thing about it is that he's doing this for the protection of not just himself but for all, and keeping the popo out. But this guy was a good, honest, the goodness man that did get suckered in by a woman who wanted the bad guy. So you're absolutely correct, and that happens in real life a lot of the time. And then what ends up happening though, but the thing about life is what goes around comes around, and the bad guy that you end up with, okay, if you lose that bad guy eventually and everything, you start looking for that sucker. that you threw away? Because then you'd be like, oh, where's that sucker
Once
at?
you get older.
Once you get older. And then it's like, where is he at? And then when you see him and all that and everything, it's like, oh man, I wish I should have gotten with you. That's usually the final word.
I've heard that before.
In that, yeah.
I've heard people make that comment before. You know, look, we all do stuff, have a great time.
Oh yeah.
It's just a difference in timeline stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of times for men, we're not mature. We don't have ourselves together in our mindset until we get older.
That's right.
You know, so
Hindsight is
when
20/20.
you start getting 35, 40, 45, you getting your comfort. Whether you got money coming in or not, you get comfort, a comfort with yourself. And the bad thing that women don't like about is the opposite
Yeah.
with women sometimes. But they don't see that because when they go get the degree and they go get the master's and then they got this great job and then they still feel like something's missing, is because you didn't you didn't have anyone when you were younger to grow older with.
Right.
And now for men, when we get older, y'all ain't really paying attention to us when we're young because we ain't got no money. But once you get older and start having a little retirement, you know, or you went to the military and then they're like, oh Lord, he got a pension coming.
That sounds like what Kevin be saying. The value.
The value is different.
Yeah.
At certain
the value.
points. But now where the problem comes in, a lot of times women don't see that.
Right.
They don't see that. They just trying. I hear a lot of women go, well, doggone, these ain't no men out here. It ain't this, that, and the other. There was a lot of great men that you might have dated when you were younger.
Yeah.
But you didn't stick because one, you was focused on the education, or he wasn't the kind of guy you wanted because you figured once I get my degree, once I get my master's, I'm going to find this guy that make 100,000 just like I make.
Yeah.
But it doesn't turn out that way. That dude was making, the senator was making that.
Right.
He was the dude that you needed to be with, not so much Dwayne Wayne. Now they were in love. That's a little different.
Yeah.
But that whole sucker thing, see, that triggered me when she said that in a good way, is because nobody wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Women really look at, well, he was a sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's honesty. You
That's
can't,
honesty,
you
and I
can't get
appreciate
past
that.
That was you know, rarely do are women honest, and in this case, she really laid the honesty out there on the mat.
He's a sucker.
He's a sucker and everything. And for you young guys out there that are Byrons, pay attention to what you just heard.
Yeah. Because now, and I'm going to add it to this. If you're the type, and I'm not saying don't take a woman to dinner. I'm not saying, you know, the whole nine.
Seeing the list,
but
that's
now,
another conversation too.
we're gonna open up that list.
Yeah.
So if they got a list and you gonna go by this list that they got for you, that ain't really what you want.
That's right.
Because if I got to spend $200 to take you out on a dinner date, that don't make no sense. If I got to spend $100, to be honest with you, and this is our first date, you know, we trying to get to know each other.
That's right.
And then once I'm like, yo, I'm really feeling this chick. So look, next weekend, let me take you to dinner. I know we've been out 3 or 4 times. You pick a place. Now you need to pick the place because it's been 3 or 4 times that you guys have been together. And now you ain't no sucker. But when you a sucker spending $500 a month, I've talked to some dudes. Yo, man, I've been spending about $500 a month taking girls out. I said, is it the same girl? He like, no, you know, I met somebody on Tinder. I met somebody on Hardball or Tinder. I mean, and I'm like, spending $100?
Ain't no way.
It racks up.
And they just and they just calling you just to go to dinner, and they said you ain't getting nothing for one.
So hold on,
she
wait.
ain't really. She gonna meet you there.
Yeah. So
No.
that's
She
what-
locks the door on you.
I can't, man.
Look, she locks the door on you and pull your
So
phone
can we get
out.
up? Can we get up?
That's
I
crazy.
can't imagine.
Be a
man.
sucker.
Yeah.
And I hate to use that term, but we're gonna have to start using that on each other too.
It kind of made
You
me
know.
think about my topic for tonight. Like,
What's that?
What is y'all idea of what a real man is, and what steps did you take to get to that point? You know, because I figure y'all feel like y'all real men. You know what I mean? What
Right.
steps did you take to get to that point? And it was my question because I grew up without my dad, so
Right.
everything that I'm going through right now, I'm literally laying a foundation now, blueprint. I didn't have no blueprint to
Right,
go
right,
off
right,
of.
right.
So I just wanted to see what y'all opinions were on how you got to the point you are in your life as a man. You know what I mean?
I mean, I've got.
You go first.
You sure?
He said,
Because I didn't want to make sure I go
first.
first. I've been talking so long. I didn't want to.
No.
You know.
Hey, no, that's what we
Age,
you know, I
age,
get it.
age
I
before
didn't know
beauty.
a good one.
Go ahead. You
No,
got
he
more
did not say
experience than
age
both of
before
us.
beauty.
You got more.
He tried to be slick with that.
You,
He tried to be
got more
slick with
experience.
that.
You got more experience than
But
anybody in this room.
But
so
you know
go
what?
ahead.
But one thing I've learned, even from guys that are older than me, that we're never gonna get it right. We're never gonna get it perfect.
Right. You're always learning.
You're always learning, but you're never gonna get it right.
That's right.
Because what you're trying to satisfy in someone, like for that person, they don't even really know. Women sometimes don't even really know what they want. They say that, but they don't know. So if they don't know, you don't know what to give them.
Right.
So to be a man, you have to find out what you're happy giving and happy receiving, because you might not get back what you give.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
in a relationship,
major thing.
right.
Yeah.
In a relationship, I heard this today. I don't know if it was TD Jakes or who this morning. He said, it wasn't even him. It was a podcast. And he said, relationships, when you get in a serious relationship or marriage, it ain't even about what you get out of it. It's about what you can do for the other person.
Right.
And that was profound for me, because I'm like, I'm trying to do business. I'm trying to do certain things. And I'm still, trying to take care of the wife a little bit and do this, that, and here. And I went, but a little bit. You see, I said, I'm trying to take care of the wife a little bit.
A little bit, right.
And I was like, whoa. That's,
yeah.
and she and I have had that conversation. And I was like, I didn't think I was doing that. But you have to be the first thing on my mind.
Right.
Now that we're married,
Yeah.
I can be the sucker. Because if this ain't what
I
works
feel
for
the same
you,
way, right.
okay, then I realize, okay, later. But I can be the sucker for you now because we're married.
Right.
But now if I see that you just draining the pocket and ain't nothing coming back,
yeah.
then I got to reevaluate. But to be a real man, to me, is you have to figure out what you're comfortable with and comfortable doing and cover your bases. And that don't mean that you're going to take care of all and every bill.
Yeah.
Women, let's just get that straight. Because if
It's what you're comfortable
doing and putting out extra. Because as a real man, I feel like I've got to keep something over here just in case the car break down, just in case something else happens.
See, that's the thing. Yeah.
I can't put it all on the table and say, hey, this what's in the account. Hey, you know, and then something happens and I have nothing. I'm learning that even at my age, that, hey, you got to keep something.
Gotta have that rainy day foundation.
You got to have that rainy day foundation, or if y'all have it together, that's fine. But I'm still going to have $25 in the back of my wallet, in case we go somewhere and neither one of us have our card. So for me, it's still growing and trying to learn. Because I had a guy when I was 30 and he was 55, same age as me. Come to think of it, he was 55 and he shook his head. I said, "What's going on, Mr. Johnny?" He said, "Cuz I'm about to have a baby." Ha! No, Mr. Johnny was 60. And he said, "Lord, I'm about to have a baby." And I said, I said, "I told you that 35-year-old girl, 40-year-old girl you working with was gonna get you." And but he told me, and I was going through some stuff. And I said, "Mr. Johnny, like you just said," I said, "you older than me and wiser." I said, "I can't figure women out." And he said, "Son, if you can figure that out, you would be a millionaire." He said, "Because I'm
talking trillionaire.
I'm 60 years old and I still cannot figure them out." He said, "Because everyone's different,
right?
But you got to find out what you happy with and what you can deal with. Can you deal with mouth?
See, that's my definition of love, though. The highest level of understanding.
Yeah,
that's what I believe.
Right.
Like to understand somebody completely, like what they're thinking, pretty much you thinking 10 steps ahead, like, okay, I don't want to do this. That's what I feel like true love is. You thinking about that person at any time. It's like you can't really think of yourself without that person also, like, because you understand them.
And I've had to go through that. And I had to go through that too, because I was like, and I had that conversation. And my wife said to me one day, we were just talking about some stuff and, nothing major, but it was just an issue going on. And she's like, when you did that, did you even think about me?
Right.
How it would make me feel? And I was like, I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't think, not so much you wouldn't find out, but just it wouldn't come up to be, as an issue. So now I have to do that.
Right.
And go just like, what's the old saying that people say, "What would Jesus do?" Remember that term was hot one time? And people start doing that before they say, what would Jesus do?
Yeah.
And now I have to realize, how would my wife feel? What would my wife do in this situation? So I have to do that. So let me hush on that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's pretty deep. I was gonna say, like you say, I'm still trying to figure it out too. I was hoping to gain some knowledge from that myself. But I would say, I mean, like you, Jabari, I mean, I grew up without my father. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of dealing with that right now because I got a son, and I, to be honest and to keep it 100, I really personally don't like how comfortable I am not seeing my son every day. At some point, like I was, you know what I mean? Because it's like I mean, I didn't it's kind of funny because I mean we was together. I was together with his mother, you know what I mean, for the first 3 years of his life or whatnot. So it's like, I pride myself in being like, you know what, I never spent more than 5 days with my father. You know what I'm saying? But I never also spent more than 5 years with my father. But those was the steps that I pride myself in taking at that moment. But his life is way longer than 3 years. You see what I'm saying?
Right. It's the marathon.
It's the marathon. You know what I mean? And that's one of those things right there. So I mean, really, at this point, I've been trying to figure out that happy median of I'm there for him. I mean, that he knows I'm there for him in
how old is he?
Whole situation. He's 4 now. He'll be 5 in January.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Do you get to talk to him?
Yeah, I can FaceTime him. We talk, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be, you know what I mean? But, it's
just do that more. Right.
Yeah.
But you've got to figure out how to do that more.
Yeah.
And I hope the other half ain't, baby mama watching. The reason why I'm saying this is because sometimes you have to figure out how to maneuver, make her happy. You know what I'm saying? You got so you can spend that time. You just got
without a doubt. Yeah. And I mean, I definitely try to make sure that everything's good over there on that side. So you say, that it's not it's not harsh or anything. You know what I mean? I definitely, and that's been a thing too. Because I mean, when I do get upset with her, I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna just take all the funds, but I can't take all the funds. You know what I mean? I can't, you know what I mean? Because I can't starve out my child.
Right.
I wouldn't be, to answer your question, I wouldn't feel like a man. You see what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't.
That goes back to the question I asked, right?
You see what I'm saying?
That's just the foundation that you're standing on. You just got certain morals and values as a man. You know what I mean? I just wanted to see what y'all felt about that.
So that's me. I mean, it was pretty light though.
No.
It's good.
Pretty light.
That's good. Well.
Uh-oh. I won't deep.
You know where we're going with it.
Okay, so I had I had my dad my dad is still alive. He's not my biological, but he is my dad. Right. He's been there since I was a baby on up, still alive today. I talked to him today. Mm-hmm. And he taught me how to be what he believed to be a man. Mm-hmm. All that time taught me how to be a man, and I knew he was on the right track because my mother didn't like it. She wanted me to be more like her. And she had 5 boys, and I'm the oldest of the 5 boys, and she wanted them to be more like her and do what she did. And that wasn't working. Mm-hmm. He taught me different. My brothers, they won't admit it, but everything that he taught me, even though they were his biological children, I put into them.
Right. As the oldest.
As the oldest.
Yeah.
And they ended up, some of them ended up doing what they were supposed to be doing. One didn't, but some of them did what they were supposed to do. And to me, being a man is not being a woman. Okay, that's why we're 2 different species. A man can't have a child. Okay, he can't carry a child for 9 months, 8 months. Can't even carry a child for 5 days. Okay, so he can't even do that. So. That is a woman. A woman is a garden. Mm-hmm. And that's what most people forget. They are a garden. They are earth.
Right.
Okay. The sun is a man. Yeah. He provides, he sends out stuff to us, to this planet, and we grow, we change, we grow, Earth carries us and gives birth to us, and then we go right back to her after the fact. And with women, they, the man is the sun. She's the earth. She's a garden, and she lets this person in. A woman can't let something in him. and everything. So a man fit that, and that's the physical portion of it.
Right.
The other part, men just figured out in themselves. Well, if she's a garden and she can't go out and do all this stuff, like shouldn't be out there. She needs to be taking care of take care of the home and the children and stuff like that. Well, I'm gonna go out here and deal with the headaches and bring it back to her. I'm gonna protect her because my bone structure is better than hers. My muscle structure is better than hers. My senses are better than hers in some cases when it comes to danger and stuff. So that's what my species is able to do. Her species is able to tune into her children and everything, and to what goes on around at home. So there is a difference. A man knows if he's a man or not.
Yeah.
And everything. And now you'll have you to me that is a man and everything, and someone that can raise his sons, his male sons, those who were born with their genitalia on the outside like that. That
gotta be
you right. You need to. This is what you need to do, son, and everything.
Right.
Daughters, okay, yours is inside. This is what you need to do, sweetheart. Estrogen versus testosterone. This is just how it is.
Right.
It was like this before I even got here.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not saying anything that is
telling how
that's
it is.
new,
Yeah.
or I'm making stuff up. This is just how it is, not how people would like for it to be, or what they think it should be based on their preference of how they like to do things. But the bottom line of it and everything. Now, I'm gonna love you either way and everything. You know, I'm gonna love you either way. Shoot, I love caterpillars and everything.
Right.
But the thing about it is that this is a man, this is a woman. I feel that man should be this way and everything. And I can speak on that because I'm not a woman. So I can't tell a woman how to be a woman, and how to do.
Right.
You know, when it comes to my daughters, I can tell them, they say this, I was told that whatever a boy can do, I can do. That's a lie, sweetheart. And you getting this from your dad. You can't do everything a boy can do. You can't do everything a man can do. That song that came out, whatever you can do, I can do better. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Look, no, you can't. Okay?
Right.
You know, you just cannot do that, sweetheart, and everything. And
You may be
now
able to-
people are beginning to see that.
Right.
In sports.
Oh yeah, I was just about to get on this sports.
You may be able to outrun some men. Yeah. You know, but men that have trained to run just like you, it's going to be a little more
Totally
difficult.
different.
It's totally different. So I mean,
You don't see women playing NFL football.
Now they got their own league.
You know, you
Yeah, they don't league.
don't see that. You know, you don't see females playing rugby football, and she's on the team with the guys and everything.
Right.
We know better than that.
I get it. I
So,
get it.
And again, I say all this because I'm hoping folks will call in. I really do. Please call in.
Yeah.
Because if you feel differently, please call in so that we can talk about it. Because I can tell you, I did not make this stuff up. It was like that before I got here.
I'm with
like
you.
that since the
I'm with
beginning.
Mm-hmm. Did we answer your question?
Yeah, definitely.
Jabbar?
I needed. Yeah, I definitely needed that perspective.
Oh, yeah.
and neither one is right or wrong. It's just you got to
just-
take bits and pieces,
Right.
Yes, sir.
from everything.
Yeah, that's my.
And
to
you got
figure
3
out.
generations here,
Right.
and
Right.
everything. You got 3 different generations sitting here that could give you that answer
Right.
and everything. You know,
That's
and
right. It was
and,
a
and
perfect
all
night.
of them worked out because
Right.
you see, it's like you going back. It's like you going forward in time,
Right.
you're present, and backwards in time,
Right.
and everything to see how each one thinks on what they feel a man
Right.
should be. Yeah, I mean, I don't get me wrong. I mean, I love my dad. I love dad, and I love my biological dad. But I swear, I wish Joe Jackson was my daddy. Whoop me into moonwalking.
Right.
You know what I'm
I get
saying?
it.
That's tough
See,
love.
see, that's a whole other thing too with the whooping, and you know, today people
Yeah,
it's
people
frowned
don't be
upon,
with
and
it. Yeah.
I mean, in reality, I don't even whip my children anymore. Like we got this whole corner thing, and it works for us. You know what I mean? Send them to the corner.
Whatever works. Now,
You know what I mean?
the whole whipping thing, I got my share.
Yes, sir.
I got mine.
You know,
and that's
don't
why
get
I
me
feel
wrong.
the way I feel.
And my
about it.
son,
I got mine.
If he would call in, he'd let you know that he got some.
Yeah,
he didn't
yeah.
get. I ain't gonna say he didn't
It
get his
wasn't-
share
Yeah.
because I would try to talk to him. But every
Yeah.
once in a while, I had to snatch him up just
Yeah.
to let him know. Look, now, I told you, and he can tell you. When's the last time when you got that last whipping? He would tell you. He would tell you when I crossed that street that my dad told
Yep.
me not to cross.
Yeah.
And I went across that street with my friends, and he waited till I got back, and he told me down. Because I told you, I said,
right.
that's a 4-lane highway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, certain things like that.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do it a whole lot with him.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have to do a whole lot. Now, I got my share, and I think I got too much.
I do too. I got way too much.
Yeah. But now, but you got to look at it like this, too. A lot of it is from our parents, from where they were brought up.
Yep.
Right.
And then, especially being my age, it came from slave
I
families.
was just about to
Slave
say, I'm
family.
a
Yep.
firm
Take
believer
slave
in
family.
it. It all
Yep.
That's
came
where this
from
whole
slavery.
whipping thing came
That's
from.
where it
That's
came
exactly
from.
where it
Right.
came
You know,
Exactly where it came
because
from.
the slave owner would whip the slave to get him to do what he want him to do. So when we
Yes.
got to a certain age
Right.
and we start having kids, basically what they were doing at first, they were whooping the kids so the master wouldn't get a hold of them.
That's right.
Right.
So didn't
Right.
Master John tell you, don't you do that?
But it's
So-
all psychological because that's what's happening to you.
Yep.
And then it's like now you're bringing it to your household.
But you think
Yes.
you discipline your
Subconsciously.
child to go in the right direction,
Right, right.
And some of it did help, and then sometimes it doesn't. But
Yeah.
now we need to talk more.
Talk more. Yes.
That's the thing.
You know,
yeah.
we need to
The
talk
reason
more.
why maybe more so, not just
Yeah,
like
and I've seen. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say it. Keep it 100. I've seen some women whoop kids so early that he got so tough that he won't do nothing to him.
See, and I was just
I've
about to
seen
harp
that.
on that. Literally what you just said, because like I said, I didn't have that father in the home. So at a point like 12, this whipping ain't even a whipping no more.
Right.
And it just stops.
Right.
So now I'm literally at 12 years old trying to be a man. I'm out in the streets doing what I'm doing, making decisions that I'm making.
Right.
And it reflected how I look at life now as a 30-year-old man trying to figure it out.
Right.
As a dad, because that's
Right.
when it hit me. I became a dad pretty early, fairly early, 21.
Right.
So it's like, then I definitely wasn't ready. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
It's-
right.
But at that point, it's ready or not, here I come.
Right.
So it's like,
Right. Right.
and then it's like,
But you said wait or not, here I come. There's a lot of 21-year-olds. They were like, I ain't coming.
and see, that's
You know, they
and
just-
I was
ain't got
just
nothing
blessed
to do
to have
with
this perspective, and you know, having a different drive because I didn't have a father. That's why I wanted to be, you know, so present in my children's life. So luckily, I had that drive. But like you said, I could have just followed suit. Like my dad didn't be like, oh well,
I'm outta
it
here.
is what it is.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? But it's just crazy how life is full circle because I ended up having a conversation with him as an adult. Like I was about 25. But then it's kind of like at that point, it's like a little too late. But then I feel like I got kind of closure behind it because he, you know, it's
Did
three
he
sides of the
explain some
story.
things?
Yeah, yeah. Like
I was about to say there's two sides to that story.
Yeah, yeah. And he explained, and that's my main thing. My mom pretty much moved from New York to North Carolina. So it's from that point, it's like, come on. I mean,
Yeah.
what you wanted me to do? I mean, that's
Right.
1,000 miles away. And it's like, okay, as a dad, I'm thinking to myself, okay, what if that happened to me?
Right.
As
right.
he looking at his grandkid, you know what I'm saying, in my hand. So it's like, it was just a full circle moment for me. Like, okay, I get it. Now I see, because, you know, all growing up through life, you know, my mom really didn't bash him, but it was kind of like, you know, don't ask, don't tell type situation. Like, you don't say nothing, I ain't going to say nothing.
Right.
Which
right.
now
Which that doesn't help
it doesn't help at all because
Yeah.
now, you know, it's like
Yeah.
Curious George
You're
over
thinking
here.
that
I'm like,
he just don't want nothing to do with me.
you know, seeing at that point, you making up your own conclusion yourself. You know, this is
Right,
how
wrong.
it is.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, well, I mean, hey, he must have not loved me or whatever the case may be. And I got a brother that lives, you know, in New York. That's my half brother. But, you know what I mean? In my mind, I'm like, well, dang, why can't you grow up with him and I can't? You know what I
Right.
mean? And I got
Right.
questions like that.
That's
as a
keeping it
kid.
real.
It's like, that's why I think I just look at my parenting different and everything like that because of how I came up. I don't want my son ever, you know what I mean, sons to ever be like, well, does my dad, you know, love me or, you know what I mean? Because I know how that feel.
That's the thing that's missing a lot is when you have a child with a woman. So I've seen a lot of cases they make it extremely difficult. If you ain't gonna be with her, she don't want you to see the child.
Oh, yeah.
She don't want you to spend no time with the child because she's mad with you.
Yeah.
You know, I
Right.
see that a lot. Now we got some lazy guys out here too that ain't even trying to spend no time.
Yeah.
But when he do come around, and you're like, well, you gonna leave some money? You gonna do so? You
Right,
know, I'm not
right.
saying all cases, but I've seen that a lot to make it difficult for him to come around. And then if he's trying to move on and better himself, and then don't let that other woman either look
Oh,
better
yeah.
than you or got herself together.
Oh, it's
Don't let there either be a other
Then
woman
they
in
better
the
take you
equation.
back to court to get some more money out of you because you doing better and you spending it on someone else. It even shouldn't be about that at all. It should be, look, figure out how we can meet, spend time with your child, let you do this, and then we should be able to be okay with each other.
Yes.
Right.
But that's the problem that people ain't being okay with each other.
Let me get a quick shout out before I say something to that to Christopher Pollard. What's up, my man from Australia, from the land down under?
Down under. Yeah.
That's one of my
No
boys.
doubt. No doubt.
Me,
No doubt.
man, me and Chris hung out, man, back in the islands, on one of the islands out there in the PI, man. We had a good old time.
We're gonna have to hear them stories one day. I know there was some stories.
Hey, my man. But
That's my fault.
that's feedback.
It's all good. I was doing that over here too.
But yeah, you're absolutely both of y'all, man, y'all absolutely correct on that and everything. And I you know, I think back on, you know, when I grew up, you know, don't say anything, don't tell anything. Nobody wasn't saying about who my biological father was, because nobody really knew except her.
All right.
And she wasn't saying anything.
Yeah.
And but it's what I found out later on in my 50s is that the man, I for years I thought nobody wanted me. You got to understand that, you know, I knew she didn't want me. My mother did not want me, and she had made it clear to me that she had tried to get an abortion numerous times and everything, and you know, but it didn't work. Thank goodness, and I'm glad I got my brain.
Glad you're here.
But
Man.
but you know, you feel like you feel like you didn't want it, and you feel like that. You also feel this way from some of your her siblings and your own siblings, that, you know, you're an outcast.
Right.
But when I hit my 50s, talking with my dad now, the biological dad, that was that one grain of sand that wanted me. You see what I'm saying? Right. He didn't have to adopt me. He didn't have to marry her after she had me. He didn't have to do any of that, but he did it. Right. And that to me is a man. To me, when I see whenever I think of a man, visualize a man. I don't visualize myself at first. You know, I know I'm a man, but I don't visualize myself. It's not the first picture that comes to my face. Right. It's him.
Right.
And if I see, like, because he looked like Shaft. For a long time when I was a kid, I thought that he was Richard Roundtree. My dad, I thought that he was Richard Roundtree because the way he looked.
Right.
He had
carried himself.
He's got the face. He had the height. He had the afro that my man had. I swore he was Shaft, and he was on TV, and that's who I assimilated, believed him to be.
Right.
But even now, to this day, I see him as the man and everything. And even now, you know, him and my mother divorced after only being married for about 3 or 4 years. But the woman he married 2 years after that, he's been married to her for over 40 years.
Wow.
And not only that, she had a child before they got married.
Wow. And
he did the same thing.
Right.
That's a man to me.
Right.
And I have nothing but respect for this guy. In more ways than a little bit. I call him, I talk to him, I go see him. Mm-hmm. Whatever I can do for him, I do it and everything gladly with a smile on my face and everything. I don't expect nothing from him. Don't need nothing from him or anything, because I got my own. But because he's already given it to me,
right?
And he taught me how to be.
Yeah.
So all that
what I am.
He did that in 3 years, or you have always had a relationship with him all this time?
All this time.
See,
even
that's
when he
the
wasn't
difference.
even there.
See, that's the difference. See,
Yeah.
I call that truly a man, because a lot of times when people divorce,
that's it. They
That's
divorce the kids.
it.
Now sometimes it's not because the man want to go.
Yeah.
It's because
the woman is like, well, that's my child, so you don't even need to call him. You don't need to do so and so, and all you doing is
trying to be there,
tearing that child apart.
Yeah.
Now you just got this man that just showed your son how to be who he is.
Right. Right.
From the beginning of time. So God really put him in your life just for that short time.
Yeah.
And it shows that he can be a good man, because he had another woman for 40 years.
Yeah. I was just thinking that.
So it's
and I'm able to pass this on to my kids, and to my nieces and nephews, whether they want to hear it or not, it's best to plant these seeds. That's what we are.
Yep.
We're a bag of seeds. So we have to be that.
Right.
And so we have to plant that. We have to plant these goodnesses into every male and female that we can, and everything. Our experiences, what we know, our history.
Yeah.
You like you said earlier, from back in slavery, that's why they were being beat down. People began to beat their children. Well, our immediate history is way more important than any other history out there.
Sure.
We need to know about our family history. What did you do, Dad? What did you do, Mom?
Right.
Big Daddy and Big Mom, Grandma, Granddad. What did y'all do? What did Great Grandma and Grandpa do? What went on? I was lucky enough to have an ear to sit down and listen to my grandparents,
right,
and hear their background stories. Even though to most folks it's just mumbling and stuff and everything, but I read the old obituaries. I go to the extreme of reading the old obituaries.
Yeah.
I had my great grandmother, in her obituary, she sings until the day she died. She sang about, she was a slave up there in Greene County. And when she was about 6 years old, she was made to watch the Mrs. Child.
6 years old.
And the child was asleep, and so she fell asleep. She's a 6-year-old child. What do you expect? She falls asleep too with the child. The missus and the master come back home. The missus sees her asleep. She wakes her up and beats her with a horse strap, and left marks all on her back that stayed on her back till the day she died. Right. Now, from 6 years old up until the day she died, in her obituary, it states she sang about that beating right up until she died. I believe in listening to the history of our own own families. Don't leave nothing behind. Don't leave. You need to let them know why because kids, we get more than just our looks from our parents and our height.
Oh no, we inherit
the DNA of their mental.
We inherit trauma.
ability.
Generational trauma is a real thing.
What is the brain composed of? Right. Salt, water, electricity. All this is in our heads. That dopamine is still moving.
Right.
So therefore, we inherited their thought process.
Right.
And most times we don't even know. As a parent, we know what we're seeing because we're as a dad.
Oh yeah.
You're seeing both your girlfriend or your wife, your baby's mama. You seeing her half of that and half of yourself in that little child.
Right. How did you learn this?
You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Right.
And so you have to talk to your children and tell them their history and everything. Sit them down. Oh, Dad, I don't want to hear that. Well, let me ask you this. Did you learn about history in school today? Well, yeah. Well, what'd you learn? Did you pay attention? Well, yeah, we heard about how George Washington crossed the Delaware and blah, blah, blah and everything. So you can hear that and hear that, but you don't want to sit down and hear about my history and your mama's history or your grandparents' history. You will sit down and you will listen to what I have to say. And you need to understand why you are feeling the way you're feeling.
Right.
Why you are acting the way that you're acting. And with any luck, any hope, now that you know what's going on, this is like changing time. This is your time change here. You don't have to be like Michael J. Fox and go back into the future to change things. You can do it right here.
You can do it right here.
You can say, I'm going to change this. I did this. The thought process that you're having is that you're going to want to do that too. But I'm telling you what will happen if you did that because this is what went on. So you need to don't take this path right here. Take this path right here. This is me suggesting and teaching you the right way. Of course, when you get older and when you're by yourself, you're going to make that choice on your own.
Right.
But there is a consequence.
Teach your child in the way they should go.
I told my daughters, you need to carry condoms. They're 12 years old. You need to keep condoms in your pocket, in your pocketbook, or whatever you carry. What? I says, listen, children screw. Don't get it twisted. 12, 13 years old. I'm not there with y'all all the time, and there's probably some boy that's hot in the pants that gets you around at the family reunion or somewhere in a park or at school and says, "Come on, I just want to," and you need to be like this. Some girls be like, "Well, okay, because I really like you."
Yep.
And mom and dad ain't here, so I'm gonna try to do this because mom and dad ain't here. So what you need to do right now is this. well, then you need to put on a condom. And if he ain't got one, give him 2. Because it ain't just about having babies. That's not the biggest issue.
Right.
There's VD.
Right.
There's AIDS. There's anything else out there that they can give you for the rest of your life, girls. So don't just take it as,
Right.
oh, well, it's his fault that I got pregnant. No, sweetheart. You are the garden with a gate. And you opened up that gate. And when you open up that gate and let that serpent in, it's your fault at this point, okay? There is give and take. You can't just point the finger at him just because the guy ain't gonna do anything. If you tell him no, he ain't gonna do it unless he rape you. Then it's not your fault. Then he's gonna get dealt with.
Right.
But if he's like, well, okay, I can't do anything, and the majority of the time I can't do anything. Going about minute, I don't like you no more. You ain't no good. Then you can consider your chastity great.
Right. Right.
But you don't open up that gate. You have the right to keep that gate closed. Keep bad things out of your garden.
But the reason why you said to carry, I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth. In my mind, what I'm looking at is the reason why you saying, look, carry something with you. Because at some point in time, one day, you're going to be, how we were.
Yeah.
And I've seen other young girls, when they was talking about, I told John and Michael and Leslie and James, all of them know. And then one day it just hit me. And I let Jacob. You know what I mean? It just, I don't know what I was thinking. My body just was going crazy. And I just knew. And that's what happened. I didn't get pregnant, but then now you done got started.
Yeah.
So you got to, all of it, like you said, all of it's in the mind. All of it's in the mind. We learn stuff from the DNA of our family.
Yes.
And the Bible tells us that.
Yeah.
So
Because it tells you about generational curses. It tells you about, and at first I didn't understand it. When it says James begot this and that begot, and it's like, well, who are you? I am the grandson of so and so, and the son of so and so, and the grandfather of so. They tell that every time because they're telling their history.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're telling their history, and we don't do that enough. But I think that's why our race is going to hell in a handbasket. Is because everybody just do anything they want, and they date flawless, just date whoever they want, and go to Cheesecake Factory or not go to Cheesecake Factory on Monday, and then go somewhere else with somebody else on Wednesday, and they already planning who they're gonna go out with on Friday. Men will do it as long as you let them.
Yep.
As long as you continue dating, you women are trying to find this perfect guy instead of just finding someone that, you know what, I think I can build something with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
He might not look like on the TV show that you keep watching, but that dude on the TV show is an actor too.
That's right.
Exactly.
And some of them ain't getting but 1 or 2 jobs a year.
Give me some.
He's working as a waiter somewhere. When he get his part.
Hey, Dwayne, the guy that played Dwayne Wayne.
Yeah.
He was only married to his real wife, who's a singer. I can't think of her name, but she's a beautiful woman. Actress, singer. She was fine. But he was only married to her for 3 years.
Yeah.
And everything. That didn't work out at all. So these are just actors, like you
They're
said.
just actors.
Yeah.
And the tall, dark, and handsome, all that's great. But you've been taught this is what you want. But back in the day, our grandparents, that wasn't what the guy would come courting them.
Right.
And he had to go take you down the road. He really just had to talk to your daddy. Back in the day. Or show that he's trying to do something. That's all he had to really
Plus
do.
the world was small back then too.
It was small because
you in the county, where you lived at, you married folks that were in the county and
about
stuff
15
like
miles,
that.
20 miles. And I'm not saying that we're all perfect either because we all know granddaddy got a family over here, but he didn't have to go but 12 miles down the street and make a left and have a whole nother family that don't nobody know about.
Yeah.
That nobody know about that family.
Yeah.
But now, it's a different world. And I understand women want their rights. They want this, that, and the other, and the whole nine. But are you really happy with these choices you guys are making? And a lot of them, yeah, cause I ain't got to put up with nobody.
Shantae Moore, that was her name. Thank you, Ursh. Shantae Moore was who.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
I got you. It's
Ursula be coming through. Yeah, I know she's on there and she's like listening to everything. Oh, let me hook them up. Thank you, Ursh. You the best.
Look. Now Ursula talking about. That's why I said you didn't know your history about the show.
I know. She's definitely going.
No doubt. What you got? What you think?
Yeah.
What you think?
Keeping it on it.
What about you, Houston?
What about me?
You got something out there? Throw something out there. You.
Man, you guys have been hitting on subjects left and right.
Yeah, we have been throwing them all over.
Yeah, which is good. Which is good. To me, the thing that I'm really puzzled about is this whole dating scene that I'm seeing. It just, I'm glad I'm not in it.
I was just
Come
about
on
to
now, why
I'm
would y'all
blessed.
do me like that?
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not in it.
Blessed.
But at the same
felt it when
time,
he said, God was spending $500. I said, yo, it'll add up quick if you.
yeah, because you think about,
like,
look,
they'll get you too, so they
I
ain't
have
denying it.
I have a family friend, and he's single to this day, has never been married, and he's older than me, and I think he's older than me by maybe 10 years, maybe 10 or 11 years, but we look like we're the same age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's slim, not overweight, he's still fit,
Taking care of himself.
taking care of himself. So he still can get, and women don't like this, he still can pull 30-year-old women, 35-year-old women. He's like 40, yeah. He said,
Yeah.
He said, because, once they hit a certain age, not saying all, but he said, now, when they hit a certain age, he said, it's just different. He said, I don't mind dating them as long as they still want to have fun and have a good time. And he said, but dating a younger woman, she don't have experiences as if I tell a well, he said, I could tell a girl, look, I got this thing coming up. It's about 3 months away. I know we're getting to know each other, You want to go to Jamaica? I'm going to Jamaica in 2 weeks. Are you interested? Oh my God! He said she is like,
She done went home and packed.
She started
that
packing.
day.
She is getting everything together. He said, I can tell a 45-year-old, look, I'm gonna be going to Jamaica in a couple of days. A couple of weeks. Are you interested? Yeah.
They go.
Look,
The face you just made.
Look, she just, I've been about 3 or 4 times. I've been. I'm not looking at the fact that she's gonna get a chance to go on the trip. She's already had that experience.
Yeah.
Or even if she hadn't,
she
still make that face like, well, and already she's looking up into her brain. It's like, I wait a minute, family members. I got things to do. My job,
right,
or I can't,
right,
money. I can't do this,
right.
I don't know, and her face is so torn up. And usually, like you said, when you tell somebody, I want to take you to Jamaica, you expect people to be like, on The Price is Right, jumping up and down.
Right. now you got some of these young girls. They think you're supposed to take them to Jamaica for the first date.
Yeah,
they doing too much.
Yeah,
I mean, so it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag.
The dating scene definitely is not the greatest right now. I'm not gonna lie to you because like you say, it's what you're trying to find out there. And I can't even say, what I think what it was for me too. Like when I had my child, I was kind of like I got out of jail or whatnot. So I was like, I really want to settle down. I want something like slow me down or whatnot. So I'm like, I want to start a family. Now this was my thing that I guess I had on myself, and I kind of pushed it on my child's mother, I guess, in perspective.
Right.
Because it was more so something that I wanted.
That you wanted.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it was like, and that plays a big part when you're dealing with like, the whole family dynamic, because it's like all parties involved got to be, on the
They got to be committed.
Got to be
everybody.
committed. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, I mean, so it's like that was my thing then. Now I hit the scene, it's like, oh, well, it is kind of funny that you say that, because most chicks that I be talking to or I see across on social media or whatnot, be like, if they're 30, 35, 40, whatnot, it's like, yeah, I'm ready to settle down. If you're not trying to get married, then like,
but you know why that is though?
You know what I'm saying? They straight to the point. You know what I mean?
But you know why? It's because they have, I'm not saying all.
I don't know.
21, 25, 28, 30, they just think they have plenty of time. They have plenty of time, and the right dude gonna come along. And then when they start hitting that age of 40, they're like, "Man, I ain't got time to play no more."
Yeah.
Now I ain't trying to get out here and you gonna smash me for 2 weeks and then you want to move on. You know, I'm not trying to do that because now they want to settle down.
Yeah.
You know, and I get it.
Yeah,
No,
not
but-
wrong for it.
But
Not
at
wrong.
40, but at 40 for a man, he really don't think that way sometimes. You know, some men do, because I enjoyed when I was married the first time. I enjoyed it. I was married for like 18 years. Enjoyed it. Thought this was, you know, it was going to go to the end. So I was just kind of brought up, but I was around that. My mom and dad were together, even though it wasn't a perfect thing.
Right.
My
But
dad
that's
was
what you
still.
grew up around.
My dad
Yeah.
was still in the picture.
Right.
You know, he might go to the racetrack with his boys or whatever else he was doing.
Right.
You know, and my mom might have had a clue and an idea, and they might kind of fuss about a few things, but he came home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seen that image on a regular
I saw
basis.
that image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, and there were certain things that he taught me that I didn't realize he was really teaching me.
Right.
Because we didn't talk like that.
Yeah.
It was certain things. Can you help me understand, Houston? That trash been sitting there for 2 hours, 3 hours full.
Right.
And I've seen you go in and out of the house 12 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any reason why you didn't? I said, well, Dad, I didn't see it. He said, but you walked past it 12 times.
Right.
So how do you not see it? In my
Right.
mind, I'm saying this because I'm looking up. I ain't looking down. But I knew I might get popped in the mouth if I
Yeah,
said
you
that.
said it.
You know, so I can't say certain things, but he was teaching me stuff.
Right.
Cutting the grass. I had allergies. Every time I cut grass, my eyes were closed shut. But he ain't gonna kill you. It ain't gonna kill you.
Yeah.
My aunts and them were trying to make my dad stop making me cut grass because my eyes would
Yeah.
swell shut, my nose would run. I would have to go take a shower afterwards and go to sleep for a couple hours just to get it. But he was still teaching me to be a man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you ain't gonna want to get up and go to work.
Yeah.
That's right.
But you got to get up and go
That's
to
right.
work.
That's right.
So he was teaching stuff too because he didn't want to cut it. You know.
Yeah. At the
And
same
it was
time.
2 hours. It was 2 hours, and then when he did, he on the ride more doing the edge. I'm still pushing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. But at the end of the day, it taught me what I needed to be taught.
Right.
I didn't like the way it was done, and we don't have anybody to teach these young men.
Yeah.
And two, ain't nobody. I'm gonna keep it 100. Ain't nobody teaching these young women because they don't tell each other the truth. Let's keep it 100. Y'all don't tell each other. Two men can. Now, if one of us came in here and I had on some shorts and they would cut way up here,
Oh, yeah.
y'all gonna be like, yo, cuz. But women would gather together to go out to an event, and one of y'all, I'm just using this figure, ain't talking about nobody, may be 250, and you got on this little tight and cut off,
And they gonna say,
girl, you slaying that. Y'all will not tell each other
But
the
then
truth.
talk amongst each other in the group chat and talk about it though.
They talk about it in the group. Did you see what Shay Shay had on?
Yep.
Hey.
And y'all won't tell each other the truth.
Yeah.
Men, we get told the truth, even though we don't really want to hear it. We get told the truth because when y'all turn us down, we already know you ain't interested.
Yep.
When we don't get the job, we already know.
Yeah.
I know.
When stuff go wrong with women, sometimes they like, well, girl, that wasn't meant for you anyway. Da 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 da. They don't tell them, well, you know you got a little nasty
Yeah.
attitude, girl. So that's why these men ain't been asking you out. That's why you can't keep a man because you be trying to act like he ain't no good because of this. And I saw that this morning where a girl was talking about how terrible this man was. He ain't got no job, and he's staying at his mom's house. He done been to jail, and so and so and so. He done all this, and somebody wrote, "But you dated him.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
But you dated him, and
Well,
now
that
you want to
cut-
put. But
that
now you
cut-
want to put him down. Well, that ain't how he presented himself. Well, that means you dated him and didn't do your due diligence to find out stuff before
right.
you
Who he
did
really
too
was.
much.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
But you still won't take any credit or blame for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Man, it's deep. I
it's,
love this.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And I think as men, this is something men we need to do more often.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know, because like you said, if my brother over here got an issue or something going on, and I know somebody that might have a job
Yeah.
or something. Now, first of all, I'm gonna be the type brother to be like this. Look, I can find out about so and so, but I'm gonna keep it 100 now. Do you show up for work?
Right.
That's a
You know
fact.
what I'm saying?
That's
Don't
the
call
part.
me. I've had
That's
folks
the
call me
part.
to my, hey, y'all hiring? And I'm like, yo, I can't.
Yeah, you can't refer
Yo,
everybody.
dog. Now you might get your feelings hurt. He's like, well, look, I'll check into it. I'll tell you what, go to the website and check out so and so. And if they come and ask me, I'm gonna tell them the truth.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be light. I'm like, now, well, I can't say for sure. You know, I can't really say. I know them. You know, we've hung out, but I can't say that. You know, we work together a whole lot.
I can't put my livelihood on the line.
Yeah, and then you gotta understand everybody's blessings ain't your blessings either. So
Right,
it's like,
right,
you know.
right. Now, if you show me you turned over a new leaf, and I see it over time, yo, I might call you up and say, look, we got something here.
Right.
You know,
That's a fact.
I got something over here that can help. I've done that with guys as far as photography and graphics. They done me dirty. And then I said, okay. I might not say much about it. I'm like, okay. But then I see over time how they've changed a little bit.
Yeah.
I can work with you again. Some people don't. They don't want to ever work with you. No, nobody else again. No.
They burn a bridge.
I don't burn bridges.
Yeah.
You know, but what I do is I just don't cross that bridge unless I know it's sturdy.
You just know how to. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna burn bridges. I'm not gonna hold you back from anything.
Still need to get to the other side.
Still need to get to the other side. Even if you need to get to the other side, that's fine.
You just treat people accordingly. I'm a firm believer in that too.
And I had to be better about that because I was too nice sometimes.
Yeah, I don't have to have ill will towards you. I just know how to carry the situation.
Right.
That's how I look at stuff like that. Like, because the other end of it, you know, me and Cap, that's how me and him pretty much got close. Me referring him to a landscaping company, and then from there they started their own company. Who did they hire first?
Hey,
you know what I mean? So it's like, you know,
if you ever need a reference, it's like,
I got you.
To this day,
you can't beat that.
Yeah,
you can't beat that. Your reputation,
right?
You know, and there are times, especially with my business, there are times that things do not go well.
Oh yeah.
Now that don't mean I'm going to turn around and just give something to you. You know, here you go. Hey, all your money back. Now I can't do that.
A lot of the times things don't go well when you're a business owner coming up.
Exactly.
And see, I was going through trials and tribulations with them as they're learning. We were all learning together. You know what I mean?
Right.
It wasn't just like.
But that's part of the learning process.
Right.
And then you try to do it better.
Exactly.
So I might have 5 people. No, don't use Houston. Don't do so and so and so. But I can show you 55 that would tell you the opposite.
Right.
So you're going to have some failures. You're going to have some bad business decisions or stuff that go wrong. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, that don't mean I'm going to turn around and just give you all your money back. And I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But now, you know, I got to see we got to weigh the good and the bad.
Yeah, it got to make sense for everybody.
How we can figure it all out. So.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
Absolutely.
I ain't saying nothing else, y'all.
No, you right on. You right on point with that. You just while you were saying that, I thought about something that was said to me. Like I said in the beginning, I've been working ever since I was 13, and I've never been late for a job. I always early, and always did my job. But some time ago. After that, by this time I'm in my 30s, and I asked one of my uncles if he could, are they hiring where he was at? Because I was like, I could come out there and work. I mean, I had the experience and I had I had a job at the time, but I wanted to expand,
do something different.
And what really hurt my feelings was when he said, no, I wouldn't talk to my boss about you and wouldn't even sponsor you for a job. Now I looked at him and I was waiting for the punchline. I was waiting to find out. Well,
it's
what,
a joke.
And thinking, well, whatever. And that was pretty much it. That's all he said.
He didn't explain or say you why.
Never said why. And for that moment, when you say something like that to somebody, man. It's like something drops inside of them.
Oh yeah.
And you start questioning yourself, like, what have I ever done? To show that I have bad work ethics.
Yeah. Right.
Because everybody else think I got good work ethics, even though some of them may not say it.
Right.
But I'm like, when have you ever known my work ethics to be bad? And he's never said anything about it. I never said anything to him about it after that, about that. But it really affected me at that moment and had me thinking, And I thought, is that why we're not getting where we need to get at because of stuff like that? Yeah, as a race.
Crabs in the
bucket. I was about to say crabs in the bucket.
You know, where you got your own uncles that will, you know,
God.
Look at you as
that's a fact.
Yeah, look bad on you. They your blood. They your parents, siblings.
But that goes right back to slavery.
It goes right back to it.
It goes right back to it because the house slaves in the field didn't want them to commingle, and here's the thing that got me. Have you guys ever had this happen? You get somebody get a new car or whatever the case is, and you like, yo, that's hot right there. And they may not even tell you what, yo, appreciate it, I got it, for some, but they don't really tell you the price.
No, they ain't gonna tell you the price.
They ain't gonna tell you the price. They ain't gonna tell you if they got a good deal on it. No. Now let me reverse this because I've seen this happen. White people will come to work with a brand new truck. Everybody's like, oh, you got big time money, don't you? No, it ain't like that. What it is that so and so forth, man, got a sale going on, right? And if you go online, you can get $1,500 rebate if you key this in and key this in.
They're gonna share it,
but they share information.
The thing is with that, it's like we living in the flex culture.
So I can't turn them on.
It's like yeah, and it's like we gatekeep as black people.
We gatekeeping because I want a Porsche in the driveway.
I want you to be the only, and I
want you to have one too.
Doing, like the shoes I got on my feet, I found pride that nobody has these shoes.
Right.
See, so I fall into that same,
right.
It's just a psychological thing. It's like it kind of like you said, it's like you got to check them out.
I got you.
Nobody gonna have those,
but that's us.
That's how we are as a people.
Us.
I mean, it's just,
and that's why we can't really do business very well together.
Yeah.
Because we can't.
A lot of the times
we spend like $2.5 billion just the African American community a year.
We talk about all the time how long the dollar lasts. In the black community.
Factually, we found out that it lasts only a few hours.
A few hours. $1 less.
$1. A few hours in our community. In other communities, it can last 3 or 4 days or 5 days or a week.
Like a week. A week in other cultures. A week.
And that's one thing I actually do enjoy about. I'm gonna say at this point in time in my life though, because it's like I do work for a black company. I own my own company.
Right.
Majority of our clients, if they're not commercial, like as far as residential, are black, and it allows me like so anytime people like have an event like your event, they have vendors. If it's a black vendor or something like that, I make it my mission to like buy unnecessary stuff that I might not need, and it might be $20 for some beer grease or
right.
3 pens for $20, but it's like I just feel like if I can make this dollar, if y'all can sit here with this $20 for.
What's the name of your business?
Pros Landscaping.
Pros Landscaping. Nice. So Pros Landscaping about to get a commercial shop.
That was my first job.
Yeah. because we just my partner, we just put this out 2 days ago, and so we're gonna be doing commercials for businesses.
Okay.
Awesome. And we get to pick who we want to do it for.
Yeah.
For free.
Oh wow, come on!
Yeah. So we're gonna be doing one for you.
All right. Oh yeah, here on the radio.
Yeah. So, but and the reason why I said that is because we need to let each other know who does what.
Yeah.
So we're shooting this because one, it gets the material we want to get bigger clients.
Right.
Then there might be a few things we had to figure out, but. What is it again? What's the name of it?
Pros Landscaping.
You have a Facebook page?
Oh yeah,
they got a Facebook page. Got cards
at Pros Landscaping. We cut your grass.
Call the pros.
Yeah. So I don't know if we're supposed to advertise or not, but I'm just saying that we're talking about stuff. So we're not even advertising. We're just talking about stuff. So you guys are pros in landscaping.
Yeah.
Pros landscaping.
Professional landscaping. Call us for all your professional landscaping.
Subliminal.
Tight.
How they say it? Subliminal.
Tight.
Pros landscaping.
Call the pros.
Call the pros.
Call the pros.
No. And that's what I'm saying. And even like this job, the Wawas, we messed up some concrete. I mean, I called the concrete place, and you know what I mean. It was guy was like, "Hey, well, I'll give you the name of some folks." Ended up calling them. It was 2 black brothers that came out to do a quote on something that we messed up, and even that was exciting for me because they was looking at me like, "Yo, this young guy calling me out here."
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna show you how this works. Now you said it was 2 brothers for concrete.
Yeah.
And I've been looking for someone to do concrete for the patio that we're doing.
There you go. One hand.
So see how networking changes.
I always say, man, it's not who you know, it's who knows you.
Who knows you? And I have people call me all the time any and everything.
Yeah, it's all send them my way.
You know, so I have people call all the time, and I love networking. That's why I got into marketing because I love that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
and watching a business grow. And what we do, you know, what I like to do is, look, we're gonna do it for this price for you to get you going. But as you grow,
we grow.
We want to grow with you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
See, I'm trying to do a whole, I really want to do like you said, I mean, that's what I can contribute. Like, even with Bari, you know what I mean? Like, you know, helping brothers out, you know what I mean? In any kind of way that I can help.
Right.
He knows the field, you know what I mean? So it's even better. Like, even when, like, most of the time when we pull up the job sites, I try to help. I call my brothers, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's because it's you know, if I can help, you know, spread that dollar, and if we can come and all come together and all make some money, why not?
There you
know
go.
what I mean?
There you
like,
go.
That's great.
Each one teach one. You know what I mean?
I got an idea for you already, but we're going to get together on it. I ain't going to get off the subject.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Been a great show, though. Been a great show.
It has been a great show.
About 10 to 12 minutes
we got
left.
10 to 12 minutes.
So,
what's on y'all mind?
Yeah, let's see what we got going for this last few. I think it was a good show myself.
This was a great show, man.
I love the open talk freestyle thing. I love that.
And we're going to have to figure out how to put something together, you know, because, you know, Ursula and I are talking about shooting something outside
of the studio
of this.
Yeah.
But we can do a show that we get as many guys that come in and just have that conversation.
Yeah, because I got more guys for sure that, you know.
So we'll figure out how to set something up and do that, you know.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
And the same thing with the ladies.
Yeah, because they got their show on I think it's November 30th. It'll be on that Thursday. they have an all women show. My wife told me about that. I'm like, hey.
But our Facebook page for Keeping It 100, we've got one, right?
Yeah, we got a Facebook page. Yeah.
So anybody that's watching, I'm gonna put this out there for all of us in here. By next week, you gotta find 10 people to join that group.
To join
it's 10, 20, 30.
Yeah,
we should have 40 to 50 people join that
by
site.
next week, right?
By next week,
for sure.
That's the challenge for all of us because we got to grow this thing.
Yeah.
You know, to
the marketing guru over here.
Oh yeah, I can learn something from this guy right here.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm talking about you. I thought you were talking about you. You know, but
I'm learning as I go.
Yeah, but what you just said about the landscaping, I'm gonna get with you guys. Get with you on maybe like a door hanger. Mm-hmm. So when you do go cut, you put it on the door. But what we're gonna do that's gonna help me make money as well. Right. We're gonna find businesses and put on the backside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You find small black businesses that you can put on the backside.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I'm with all that. Yeah, I got a couple business people that are on businesses and stuff. Definitely with that. So
I'm with you.
Nice.
I'm with you.
Without a doubt.
I do too. I mean,
I love those marketing tips right there. That's a good one right there, man.
I got a guy to do garages. I got a guy that does household appliances. Dominique Jackson does gutters still.
Gutters, yeah.
Like that's we know some people, business owners, young black business owners that need the marketing.
We're gonna do a show on that.
On that,
we're gonna do a show on that,
right?
And we're gonna have them all listed up that they get to call in.
My man RJ came to talk about life insurance. He owns his own life insurance firm.
Because we've got a page now that we just started called We Advertise Black Businesses. .com. That's the name of it. We Advertise Black Business, and it's a Facebook group. And we didn't put a lot of stuff in it yet.
Yeah.
But anybody you know,
we're gonna get that following up too.
Yeah.
Nice. That's what we need, man. We need to build the communities because that's one of my main goals. I don't know when it's going to be, but to build a center for, you know, I don't want to say necessarily just young black youth, but I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
That's who is going to be around. That's the communities is going to be in. But because I didn't have that role, and then I ended up gravitating towards football, where I got my discipline from and all that stuff, but it doesn't need to just be sports. It needs to be somebody in your community that you see every day.
Yeah.
Not the, you know,
we all have a
coach.
way to contribute.
Yeah, right. You see the guy in your neighborhood that you see, you know what I mean, like doing what he's supposed to do, you know, the square, quote unquote. But, you know, if there's more of those guys in your community, it ain't going to be like a square. It wouldn't be like that because you're not going to see the drug dealers and the guys that look cool. You're not going to see that. Right. You're going to be like, oh, I'm going to go to the center. And go with my guys that I really, you know,
maybe even
really
learn
care
to
about.
Trade or something like that.
That's what I was about to say because
it's like an advancement center in my mind.
You got somebody else that, like you said, that do concrete work. There might be a young dude that he's just looking for a little job, and they just need somebody to help pull stuff off the truck, do this, but he's learning something. I've got a young dude, man. This dude do hardwood floors, incredible.
Yeah,
do the whole house, and he under 40.
Yeah.
I mean, do a great job. And I said, well, how did you, because I built his website.
Right.
I said, well, how did you get started? He said, man, Home Depot in Greenville.
Yeah.
He said, now they won't there long, you know, because Home Depot is no longer there. He said, but I got a job at Home Depot, and I was just, you know, they had me stocking.
Right.
And I told the guy, I said, well, I'll definitely take that stocking job. He said, but I eventually want to learn how to do some of the stuff, whether it's hanging up. And he said, took 2 weeks. The guy said, hey, look, I got a job. You know, they just need somebody doing hardwood floors. They just need somebody to unload the trucks when they doing the work, bring the stuff to them. Mm-hmm. He said, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And he started just bringing the stuff off the truck, lifting all the heavy stuff.
That's the main
And then
thing.
they start showing, look, for these corners, I'm going to get you to hit this.
Yeah.
Turn it. He didn't even last a year and a half before he would start doing stuff on his own on the weekend.
Right.
Small little bathroom, small little kitchen.
That's how it starts.
That's how
That's how it starts.
That's
and
half
I
the
know this.
battle.
And I know this
That's
guy
half the battle.
does. He does so much work now. The house I got in Greenville, he can't even get to me yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it makes me smile when I see that.
For sure.
You know, it makes me smile. So
Facts.
awesome. We talk so much. I'm tired. I'm tired.
Good
That
conversation.
was one of them good ones. It was
But it's
definitely one of the good ones.
Definitely a good one. And we're gonna line that up next time, fellas. We're
Yeah,
gonna go
for
ahead and
sure.
start finding the guys that have businesses and say, look, we're gonna get you to call in.
Oh yeah.
You get 2 minutes. Tell us about your business.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, if our white counterparts can start conglomerates, we can too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my main thing. Conglomerate is a word that people that look like us don't even know. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's like, what? Conglomerate? What? You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
that sounds like political something. Like, no.
And teach
It's
each
all
other
of
how
us
to get
coming
back.
together and,
Yep.
you know, pretty much building together. Like,
Yep.
you know, it's like, why can't we come together, each person have $1,000, 10 people, that's
Yes.
$10,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But our people don't really usually think that way. You know what I mean? It's a small
Somebody
percentage.
gonna walk away
Well,
from
yes.
it, and then
Which we
you
kind of
somebody
talked
do-
about the last episode with the Jay-Z thing, where he wouldn't give his cousin $4,800, which I think was just a hypothetical thing, but it's just hypothetical or not. It's like, come on, man, you are a billionaire. $4,800 is like red cent to you, man.
Right. But now,
It's
did you
like-
say he was getting money before?
See, and then I don't. It was a clip that I seen. I didn't watch
Right,
the whole
right,
interview.
right.
But from
I'm-
what I
I'm-
saw,
He
I'm
said
thinking-
that he would he
That was
would
the
have felt
thing.
more better if the person that went to school for what it was that he wanted to do, and
yeah, he said he would have felt more.
he
comfortable.
would have felt more comfortable, you know, like
Giving the
if
money.
if you went to school and got the education on the stuff, or if you wanted to go to school, he said, I feel more better giving you the money to go to school
To get
for
the
that,
education
so
for
that
it.
you could. You're right, and then
And I guarantee you, Jay-Z would have put more money behind it once he finished
way
school.
more
Yeah,
money
no,
behind
and
it.
that-
Way
and
more
that-
money.
that was-
behind it.
that-
Yeah.
That's one of those things too, because a lot of times people want to be helped, and it's almost like if you're not helping me how I want you to help me,
Yeah.
a lot of people
Yeah.
turn down to help. And in reality, is like you say, you know what I'm saying, you accept this little bit of help or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? You never know where that help can get you, or like
You never know
You know
what
what I
doors
mean?
are going to open.
Right.
So I don't fault him. I guess it's a lot of things too, because it's like, you know, you give somebody $4,800, no matter how much money you got, you know what I mean. You give somebody $4,800 on the whim, and if they blow it, you know what I'm saying.
And Jay-Z probably had that in the glove box. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
In reality,
It
it's
probably,
like,
it
yeah,
probably,
like,
it probably
that's
was
an
more of an
investment.
inconvenience of. I mean, you think about it. It's probably more of an inconvenience of him having to pull out $4,800 than him actually.
yeah,
giving
he don't
it
even
to
know
him.
where to go to pull
You know
out
what I'm saying?
$4,800.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
Seeing like I can give you my
I
best
was
to
trying
do
to
that
figure
for
out what in the world, what business was he doing?
And that's the thing I was
for
thinking.
$4,800. I'd get
That's
into
why I
that.
felt like it was hypothetical.
You know,
That's why I'm like,
like-
it gotta be hypothetical. I know anybody
So what does
asking
he
him
need?
$4,800.
Tell me what that is, so I could try.
But you know what?
I
You
got
hit-
$4,800.
but we all know
Let
that.
me recognize your dream.
I've
me
heard
know,
of
right.
so many other stars say that same thing though. That they said that, and the athletes that their family drain them.
Yeah.
Constantly want
Survivors Guild. man.
wants
That's what
this
they
money,
say, man.
and there was a show about that.
I watched
something
the show.
remorse.
That's what it's called. Yes, I think it was called Survivor's Remorse or something like that.
Survivor's
But-
Remorse.
But he was an athlete, and he felt like he had to take care of his whole
Yeah.
family, and it showed.
When
the
people say they go back to the hood and they do this and they buy turkeys, not saying you shouldn't, but there should be a certain limit.
Yeah.
You know, you can't go back and buy this building and that building,
Right.
and you're not going to do anything with it, or they're going to still tear it up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I really want us to do. Just start changing the neighborhood instead of somebody else coming in and buying up the
that's
block.
scary
And
when
that's
you
what
do
I'm
that.
saying.
You know, let's
It's
just
scary
let's just
'cause-
buy one, and then when you move in, You're gonna have to take a class how to keep this up.
Yes.
Because, like you said, your mindset is different.
Busy.
Yeah, you
around the
know.
house.
Yeah, you see, it's gonna branch off from me, from the neighbor saying, "Well, who did it? I did it."
There you go. There you go.
Because that's my main thing too, man. I'm not trying to work for somebody forever. You know what I mean? It's like you do what you got to do in the meantime, between time.
That's the whole point of a job.
Right.
Yeah.
Real quickly, that's the whole point of a job. You learn. If it's your dream, if your passion, if you're lucky to get the job that you wanted, which was your passion for a childhood,
right,
and you get that, then you learn it, and then you learn to market it for yourself. That's what I did.
Right.
I wanted to be a firefighter ever since I was 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And when I became a firefighter and did the job for the military and for a civilian, I found a way to market it so that I can run it myself as a business. So I contracted myself out there with the knowledge that I have from that. So you turn your passion into your business and everything, and it's almost like not working no more.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
That's the goal. Feel like it's not even work. You're getting paid to do something that you love. That's really the goal.
Sometimes you don't get paid for doing something.
And then that's the part too. And you're still fine with it because it's what you genuinely want to do. We got a minute left though, man. I feel like it was a great show.
Yes,
definitely,
for sure.
definitely.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it
everybody
100.
kept it 100. We got into some deep stuff.
And make sure share, like the page, guys. Everybody just share this.
Share the
and, especially if you're just one that has a business.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or can learn from some of the stuff we talked about your kids and your
that's right. Right. All of that.
That's right.
Yeah. More than just.
We'll be back again.
Yeah.
The Four Horsemen will be right back again.
Another episode.
No doubt. Definitely had a wonderful time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Appreciate y'all coming through. Appreciate the listeners.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all.
All right.
right.
Cue the music.
Let me see. It's coming on about 30 seconds.
It just kicks in.
Yeah. I'm looking at the screen.
I was like, I was like, hit the button. Hit the button. Hit the button. Hit
I
the
don't
button.
think click anything.
It's all good. It's all good. Till next time.
Most of the time you could hit the space bar, but I don't know the setup though. I don't know the setup though. No.
That's what. Who knows how to run? Is this what's that program? Do you know what this program's called?
No, I was gonna say I actually work at
radio
station, but most programs are different. Like this one is different than the one that we use. We use like Semi.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know there's a program where you can live broadcast and lower thirds and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, now
it's called.
We use OBS.
OBS.
Yeah.
See, that's what I've got to learn.
Oh yeah, OBS. Yeah. See,
have you messed with OBS before?
Yeah. I use it for my show.
I got a couple of guys that I just